Solar Podcast first?
The what?
The Harmon Solar Podcast. We put new episodes up twice a month that teach you all the things you ever wanted to learn about solar. We discuss things like how solar works, the roofing, sales process, demand management, everything solar.
Show like this needs some real smart thinkers, huh?
Well, yeah.
So you got some really great guests then, huh?
Almost every show.
Is it on Spotify?
Yep.
iTunes?
Yep. Just search it everywhere. It's the Harmon Solar Podcast. Go check it out at harmonsolar.com.
Get the appliances you need right away at Lowe's. Explore the largest assortment of brands you trust, like Whirlpool, Samsung, and LG, in-store or online at the best values. Plus, take advantage of our everyday financing offers on top items, from refrigerators to laundry pairs. And there's more. Get your new appliances delivered or installed quickly at your convenience. Because Lowe's knows appliances. Lowe's knows home improvement. Subject to credit approval.
Did you know Bash's is the exclusive discount ticket sponsor of the 36th Annual Arizona Renaissance Festival? Stop by customer service today to pick up your tickets. Don't miss the action and adventure at this year's festival every weekend from February 3rd through March 31st, including President's Day, Monday, February 19th. To check out this year's festivities, visit arizona.renfestinfo.com. Huzzah!
Are you ready for your passion to meet your purpose? The city of Chandler is one of the best run cities and best places to live in Arizona, where people express their passion through collaboration and teamwork as we serve our community of innovation. Come to Chandler, where passion meets purpose. Visit jointeamchandler.com for our current openings. That's jointeamchandler.com.
This message is sponsored by the city of Chandler.
Tempe, also transmitting on K25CDP at 99.3 FM, K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
All right, people, settle down because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
Hi, everybody. It's Tuesday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rhodes in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And it's nice because today we can slow it down a little bit. We can actually talk a little more in depth about some of the things that, I don't know, maybe we want to talk about. You know, I don't know what those things are. But now we're not in a rush, you know, so we can let things sort of develop and simmer on their own. You know, I don't have to feel stressed out about whether or not we're going to get everything talked about that we need to get talked about. Because we're bad about talking about things on time.
Jeffrey?
Yeah.
What show are you on right now? Because I'm on the Daily Blender, and Fourth Dimension doesn't slow down ever.
No, but I mean, we don't have to worry about that. If they want to go crazy, we can go crazy. There's no deadline. There's no finish line. There's no, if we don't talk about this today, we can't talk about it tomorrow. So whatever we want, it can be. So there's no stress on the whole situation.
We can talk about whatever. Yeah, it's easy for me to say.
Yeah, we can even talk about your inability to speak. We can do that for as long as we want. Like, for instance, does this sound good to you? Would you ever dip your pizza in some guacamole?
No.
You haven't even thought about it, but maybe. You already not like guacamole?
Maybe, depending on the pizza. Fan. Maybe the pizza.
I like guacamole, and I saw this, and I'm like, ooh, I might want to try that. Here's the thing. At my house, guacamole is always an emergency. Here's why. We buy the avocado, then they just sort of sit there. And then there's an emergency, oh my God, we got to make this now because or they're going to go bad. And so all of a sudden, you could be eating like cereal and like guacamole. Oh, okay. Yeah. Why not?
Would you like guacamole on your Cheerios?
Absolutely. I love avocados. Sure. Put it in there.
Yeah.
It's heart smart, just like the Cheerios. So's the avocado. Anyway, so I guess there's somebody out there, Hormel Foods, who owns Holy Guacamole, Holy with a WH, play on words. And they're behind the idea of dipping your pizza in guacamole. They did a poll and found 74% of us would reach for guacamole at a Super Bowl party. Yeah, with a chip. But 91% of us would reach for pizza. And only 17% of people have tried them together. I'm going to try this. I want to try this.
See, I don't have a problem with dipping my pizza in guacamole as long as it doesn't have corn in it.
Who puts corn in guacamole?
Have you seen the guys that put corn in their guacamole?
I've not come across corn in guacamole.
Oh yeah, they put corn in there and big pieces of peppers and stuff, and they put that in the guacamole. No.
Now, I have expressed surprise at seeing corn in many places, generally not polite places, but I've never found it in guacamole.
Yeah. Oh no, I've seen it in guacamole. Oh yeah.
Well, listen, the people at Hormel, they're holding a contest. They've launched a website called guacifypizza.com. And I guess 250 fans in San Francisco and Kansas City are going to win free pizza and guacamole on Super Bowl Sunday. Not us. We have to play the home game. So I don't know. Has anybody out there ever tried it? Never tried guacamole with pizza, but why not? I mean, I think it's almost like one of those things where if it doesn't have red sauce on it, if you have like a white cheese pizza, those kind of things, or one of those marguerite pizzas where maybe that would be better, or thin crust would be good, kind of like a chip almost. I don't know, but I'm happy to try it. I love guacamole. I think you have to like
one of those. What if you have one of those ham and pineapple pizzas?
I feel like that would be good. I think that would be good for
the guacamole.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Why not? I mean, I could be wrong, but you take one bite and find out. It doesn't ruin your life. It doesn't ruin the rest of your pizza. You're just trying something new. You're trying something new, Keon. Why don't you try something new?
I already don't like guacamole.
Okay, then you are absolved.
The combination is not gonna help things. I don't.
That's the rule. If you already don't like something in the mixture, all right, you're excused. But if you like the guacamole and you like the pizza, what does it hurt? What does it hurt to try?
Hey, Keon,
time I could have spent eating something I actually like, I could have just been eating that.
Keon, you come from a tropical isle, Guyana, and you don't
Guyana.
like
How do you pronounce it, Keon?
Guyana. Yeah,
it's Guyana.
It's Guyana.
No, I've heard it pronounced about 17 different ways over the course of my life.
Well, I mean,
so
Keon, tell me the right way to pronounce it. I'll pronounce it the way that you tell me.
Yeah, I've only ever heard it the way you said it because
it's Guyana.
I always thought it was Ghana, but now it's Guyana. Yeah,
well, because Ghana's just a different country.
Is it close?
No.
Well, it's not. I didn't say Ghana. I said
Ghana's
Guyana.
in Africa. So just not even.
Where is Guyana, by the way? Where's
across
Guyana?
the entire Atlantic? Guyana is in South America. It's
see, and
right
that's
above Brazil, and
that's a damn home of guacamoles, is it not? And how do you not like?
I think Guyana is the home of guacamole.
Oh yeah, no.
I mean, it grows there very well.
Avocados.
Yeah, just because of how tropical it is. But
okay, well, no, that's fair, Randy. That's cool.
Guyana. I just never took a liking to it. Don't know
is
why.
Is it the color? Is it the texture? What
is it? The fact that an avocado looks like
the color
testicle?
doesn't bother me, but just definitely the texture of it, and I just don't like it.
It does look like a giant, testicles in trouble.
That's also true.
Yeah.
Not helping in the equation of things.
Trouble? Oh yeah, like it's all lumpy and weird. So here's the thing: I don't care what it looks like. What I care about is what it tastes like, and avocados are good for like 3 hours, but they're either too raw or they're just disgustingly overripened. If you don't get them at right the moment, it's not as good. But my wife, she'll be like, dead sleeping, like the guacamole's ready. The avocado's got to go. It's like, all right, okay. So I always get good guacamole around here. My wife makes pretty good stuff. Walter Mellon says, Jeffrey, would you put ketchup on your pizza? No. Why would I do that? It's already got red sauce on it. Why would I add more? He says, when I went to Brazil, I found out it's a thing there. All right. I mean, I guess I could try a like one-time dip it in there, but I don't feel like that's necessary. Heavy Metal Maniac says, oh, yeah, guacamole is so freaking good. I can eat it straight up, nothing else. Guacamole all day, every day. So delicious and healthy. It's good for you. Yeah, it's got the good fat. That's what they keep telling me.
It is.
But the question is, have you dipped it in pizza? That's the question. Manitoban Moose says, guys, I've had guacamole with pizza, and it's not good. Some things and some people are not meant to mesh together.
Well, what do you mean?
Really, which people?
I was going to say, what
What
kind
the
of
hell's that
pizza?
mean?
What kind of pizza did you dip in the guacamole?
See, here's what I would do. I would eat the pizza and I would take the crust and I would dip it in the guacamole. This is, that might be good if the rest of it wasn't.
Just the crust?
Yeah. What's part of the pizza, Randy? It's one of my favorite. I like the
Well, I
crust.
think you got to go with the the pointed end. Where they cut it into the pointed end. I think you got to go that. Or if it's a Chicago style pizza, you got to go with one of the corners and you swipe that through the guac and you take a big old mouthful with your pizza.
Are you going to try this?
Hell yeah, I am.
All right. Well, you try it your way. I'll try it mine. Berg says, bunch of dip bleeps on the road today. Guess Donnie's making a mess out there. Plus guac pizza. I'd do it. Good man, Berg.
How did Donnie wind up in all of this?
Why not? Moist One says, taco pizza, silly gooses. First off, don't ever call us that again. Second, taco pizza is a different kind of thing. It's not even really pizza. It's just basically the ingredients of a taco, but just on a different delivery system.
You got your taco seasoned
like a
beef.
tostada almost.
Yeah, and then you got your tomatoes, you got your lettuce in there, and then you dip it in guacamole.
Somebody's got an iPhone and they've got a message.
My
phone don't make that noise.
Keon,
I don't have an iPhone.
Did my wife leave her phone in here? My wife might have left her phone in here. You guys,
it was Miss Kim. It was Miss Kim.
Oh, okay. All right. All right, let's see. Pierre says, hello, my guys. Like your American pizza, especially the New York and the Chicago, but pizza with guacamole is disgusting. What do you mean?
I mean, here,
what?
Okay, wait. New York pizza?
I would eat frog legs. How you'll say, I like the snails, the escargot, but I find the guacamole on pizza it's too much.
Disgusting.
Oh,
damn! I don't. This kind of a weird, turn for a Frenchy French man.
Yeah, I guess.
Mr. Wilbur says, Randy, you need to find the song by the Texas Tornadoes called Guacamole. Texas Tornadoes, guacamole. One of the verses in the song says they'd be making guacamole all night long.
I think I have the song.
Well, that's not the guacamole song.
Well, I mean, you
That's
put
a different
guacamole
song.
on the burritos and tacos, and it is Taco Tuesday.
It is Taco Tuesday. That is true. That is true.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. I don't think that's what the song he's talking about.
Oh, no, it's not. No.
Manitoban Moose says some people who shouldn't be together, Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, like that.
But so he just took the long view. He was like,
Why are
some
you
people
playing-
shouldn't be together. Some things shouldn't be together.
Manitoban Moose. I thought he
He's
was
not
French.
French.
Sorry.
No, that's
I
Pierre.
apologize.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Lost Toby says, I make the best guac. Everyone I know who makes guac thinks they do. Heavy Metal Maniac says, I've had Mexican pizza from Original Family Garcia's. Tastes great with guacamole on top.
Wait, you mean the restaurant Original Family Garcia's or a family with the last name Garcia?
Whatever happened to Garcia's restaurants? Did they all close down?
I think
wonder
so.
why.
Yeah, I think
Anyway,
so.
so that was just my point is that we're not in a rush today. We can talk about whatever we want. And it doesn't have to be guacamole on pizza, but I think we should all try it. Just saying. We got tickets to give away for ASU basketball. Stanford Cardinals at ASU Thursday night at 7 p.m. I got 4 tickets and a parking pass. If you only need 2 tickets and a parking pass, I'll do that. And then I'll give the other 2 tickets to somebody else. So whoever wins gets to choose. Are you taking 4 or are you taking 2? And hey, if you're one of these people who's like, I take light rail, I don't even need the parking pass, then you can leave that for the next person. But we'll do that a little bit later on in the program. So be listening for your chance to win tickets for ASU basketball as they host the Stanford Cardinals. Random Texter says the Original Garcia's, 35th Avenue in Virginia, still open. It's the best one ever opened.
Really?
So is that the only one open? Heavy Metal Maniac says,
Maybe.
yeah, the Original Family Garcia is still open.
Maybe.
All the other ones that are still open are corporate owned, and they bought all the restaurants except for the Original, and those Garcias don't use family recipes. Oh, so only go for original recipe to the 35th Avenue in Virginia.
Make sure you wear your Kevlar though.
Is that
Where
that
you-
kind of neighborhood?
Kevlar. Yeah. Well, yeah.
CK says happy backdoor taco. Whoa, no,
Excuse me?
it's just taco. It's just Taco Tuesday. He says 12 more days for the Niners to complete the quest for 6. Hit me with a foghorn, Randy. Well, I mean, they will attempt it. Pierre, I'm not going to argue with about the escargot. Pierre's like, the snails are very delicious, Jeffrey. Frog legs, not so much. None of them belong on pizza, I'll tell you that for sure. Some people, know, like a smelly fish on their pizza. I think these people are from Detroit.
Wow.
Snails are things that clean the fish tank. They're not things I need to be eating. I know it's weird coming from a guy who loves shrimp, but still, one of them leaves a big slimy mucus trail. The other doesn't. Moist One says, let's talk about the Mariners. I don't know.
What about the Mariners?
What about them?
Well, they're trading for Jorge Polanco, he says. Okay.
Well, good for them.
It's not really that interesting to us.
Is that just automatically put them in the running for the World Series? I don't.
Moist One thinks so. Mr. Wilbur says Brock Purdy probably puts ketchup on his pizza, and that's why he's a 40 wiener. Okay. You know who has a problem with ketchup? Hey, you know who that is. That's Patrick Mahomes. He's put ketchup on his steak.
On his steak, which is wrong. It's objectively wrong. I don't care what anybody says. That it's incorrect.
Yeah.
It's not how you're supposed to eat steak or ketchup.
3 things do not belong on a steak: A1 steak sauce, Worcestershire sauce, or ketchup. It just doesn't, man. If you hate your mouth that much, just punch yourself. That's all I got to say.
I will put a little Worcestershire. If somebody, and I don't want to offend anybody that has cooked me a steak before, but if somebody cooks a steak and it's maybe tough,
shoe leather, yeah,
it's not well made.
I will.
To be nice.
The only thing I want to put on steak is maybe in special occasions, Béarnaise sauce. You get a nice filet mignon, and it's a very rare thing, almost very juicy, almost the blood, and then you just dip those very rare pieces into a little bit of that Béarnaise sauce. Oh, that's special. That right there tastes good.
I got to try that.
But that's the only thing I can ever think of doing to a steak other than just as it is, eat the damn thing.
I've got a buddy that used to be a truck driver, and he makes the best whiskey peppercorn sauce you've ever tasted.
How does his being a truck driver play into his making the best whiskey peppercorn sauce?
Because I don't know how he made this, but he makes the best whiskey peppercorn sauce. I had it. I was on a hunting trip, and he was cookie. He was our cookie. He made elaborate breakfasts. He made great lunches, and then a couple of nights we had different meals, and one of them was steaks. These big, thick steaks.
Nice.
And then he made this whiskey peppercorn. Oh my god! I could have just bottled it.
Whiskey peppercorn, kind of like Worcestershire sauce. A little bit.
No.
Because there's peppercorn in the Worcestershire.
Well, I think there is, but this particular whiskey peppercorn sauce. Oh, I can't put it in a bottle, put a nipple on it, and I'll just go to sleep.
Thank you, Max Edrum. 888-368-1580. Heavy Metal Maniac says Garcia is on 35th Avenue, just south of Encanto Boulevard. Okay. CK says, it's backyard taco. Yeah, not backdoor. Yeah. He says, I need a beer. All right, get the man a beer. Maybe he'll leave us alone. Last Optimist says 29ers have 23 pass block again. What? Okay, hold on a second. 29ers have 23rd pass block against the Chiefs' 13th pass rush. Might be a little hard for Purdy. Chiefs already have faced the 1st, the 5th, and the 9th pass block offenses in the playoffs. Yeah, this Chiefs defense is a very different defense than what you're used to seeing with them. They did struggle the last couple of games of the season, and don't make that face, Keon. They weren't as good as they had been earlier in the season. Why are you making that face?
I just disagree. That's all.
No, the entire team just didn't look right there for like the last 4 games in the season. And at first they thought, they're coming back, and then they're not coming back. And there was just an oddness to it, to where a lot of us didn't even pick the Chiefs in a couple of the games they were in once they got into the playoffs. So as far as the defenses they faced, yeah, well, this is this is going to be a challenge for Brock Purdy against this defense, but he has a lot of different weapons, and they can go ahead and, like, all right, the pass isn't, guess what? We've got Chris McCaffrey. Oh, look here. We got Deebo Samuel, who's going to be okay. We got George Kittle over here who's going to be okay. They got plenty of different places that they can go. If one piece isn't working, they've got other areas that they can try to exploit. There's times that they've gotten lit up. I mean, that defense is, not impenetrable. And they've been lit up before by lesser teams than the 49ers. Can we agree on that? The Chiefs have been lit up by lesser teams than the 49ers.
Who?
Go back and take a look.
I'm looking right now.
Let me get their schedule up with you, and we can talk about it when we come back.
Who lit them up? I just don't see
I
it.
just remember seeing there's times where I was just like, wow, this is not going well for that defense. They're, the other team is having. Let me bring up my list here, and we'll talk about it when we come back.
Okay.
You don't have to keep making the face.
Why? I can't help it.
Your face has been noted.
My face is doing the thing. I'm not doing anything with my face. It's just my face.
Yeah, your face has been noted.
I can't not make the face. It's like, you walk into a room and it's got a bad smell. You don't just stop making the face. I don't know. Look, I'm not justifying my face. I can't control it. I'm not the one. I didn't consciously choose to make the face.
Your face has been noted. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Free air-chilled boneless chicken breasts and 4 juicy boneless pork chops with your order. omahasteaks.com/vsin. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
Games in the NBA tonight. The Golden State Warriors are home to take on the Philadelphia 76ers. The Warriors are favored by 3.5 points, minus 158 on the money line. Sixers plus 134, over under at 235.5. The Bulls hosting the Toronto Raptors. Chicago favored by 6.5 points, minus 255. Raptors plus 210, over under 226.5. Well, the Knicks will be home to take on the Utah Jazz at Madison Square Garden. New York, 4.5 point favorite, minus 168. The Jazz plus 142. Over under at MSG, 229.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles, with an auto warranty about to expire, or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost, month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-736-6158 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-736-6158. That's 800-736-6158. What do you have to lose? Call 800-736-6158. Again, 800-736-6158.
Frankie drives end-to-end, scoops it up and in with 2 seconds left. Frankie Collins end-to-end. Join the action at Desert Financial Arena and catch the final home matchups with Stanford and Cal as Pac-12 conference foes. Collins over to Lance for 3. Bullseye! Get your tickets today by calling 480-965-5812 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Sun Devil men's basketball. Onward to victory.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhalgh and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Come join American Furniture Warehouse and see our amazing deals on sofas, sectionals, recliners, bedroom furniture and mattresses, dining room furniture and accessories. AFW has the latest styles, largest selection, and lowest prices anywhere. Our warehouses are full and ready for you to take your new furniture home today. At American Furniture Warehouse, you'll find the perfect items for your space at a price you'll love. Visit one of our 3 Phoenix area showrooms or shop online at afw.com. afw.com.
Hi, I'm Ralph Romano.
And I'm Neil Lynch.
We've been friends for over 30 years now.
Wait. Over 30 years?
Yes, you are that old. And we have a new show called The Weekend Warrior starting this Saturday.
We'll discuss national and local sports, and we'll talk about some sports that you don't hear about much.
We'll also interview like local athletes, coaches, sports-related business owners, and we're going to share their stories.
We look forward to sharing these great stories and hanging out with you.
It's The Weekend Warrior starting this Saturday at 10 a.m. right here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Danny Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Keon and I discussed off air, and we realized that the fart face inducing comment was lit up. So maybe I used lit up in the wrong term there. When I said lit up, I was talking about, like, say, in a quarter or in a half, you see them go bam, bam, and that defense gives up a couple of scores. And then sometimes the Chiefs were able to come back. Sometimes they weren't. But there were games in which, these things happen. Like the Packers when they played the Chiefs on December 3rd, and the Broncos when they played the Chiefs October 29th, and some other games where the Chiefs did come back and win. But there were moments you're like, oh my God, this defense isn't stopping nothing. Now they're a better defense than they've had before. A lot of games they're a damn good defense, but sometimes they get got. And the end result, you're right, Keon. The end result of the game, the final score, is what matters the most. But what I'm saying is, this is not a bulletproof defense. This is a pretty good defense, an improved defense from what we're used to seeing. But they are not a perfect defense. They are not impenetrable. They can be got. And here's the question: do the 49ers, and I think maybe they do, have what they need to figure out, okay, is the running game working? Is the passing game working? Are we going across there? Are we going long shots? Are we just going to go dink and dunk till we get down there? I mean, how are we going to do in the red zone against these guys? There's a lot of different ways the 49ers can hurt you.
Yeah, and I think that's worth noting. I'm not saying that that's not necessarily the case, or that the Chiefs defense is this impenetrable thing, but it was, by the end of the season, somewhere around top 5 as a defense. I think their biggest struggle is still in the air. You can throw on the Chiefs, but running on the Chiefs is not an easy thing to do.
Barely beat the Chargers. Now I know the score was low. Yeah. The Chargers only put 12 on the Chiefs.
We're just talking about their defense. Yeah.
But
that was my point. My point was the inconsistency that I saw from the Chiefs this year wasn't their defense. It was their offense that I didn't trust. The defense, for the most part, was really good, to the point where it was like a mirror world version of the Chiefs. This is the one year where their defense is actually great, but for some reason the offense can't get going. The Chargers game is sad because the offense was just struggling.
Here's what's interesting, to your point, is the only teams that put up over 20 points on the Chiefs were the Broncos and the Eagles and the Packers. And that's it. So to your point on that, the Bills had 24 in the game they lost to the Chiefs there. So yeah, to your point, I'm just saying that there are times where they can hit that defense pretty quick, and then they're kind of reeling for a bit. But I guess it's how you recover and adjust. I mean, I've seen the defense and been like, what happened to this great defense? I guess maybe they settle in and come back later in the game.
Yeah, and I just think in the NFL, just the way the rules are and the way it favors the offense so much, like, your defense is going to look bad at points in a game. What you don't want from your defense, if it's any good, is to look like Dallas looked at certain points in the season, where it's just like, hey, the Cardinals just showed up and ripped you to shreds. What happened there? Oh, you guys just gave up 41 points in another primetime game. What happened there? Like that was a defense I thought I could not trust at all. Whereas the Chiefs defense, it did have some moments where it got beaten, but for the most part, they were able to play full games and be good.
I'm just saying
the Chiefs did lose their defensive edge rusher.
Yeah, Oki. What's his name?
Oki from Muskogee. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
guy.
sure, that guy.
That's what I said. Right.
That's going to hurt their pass
They lost
rush.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, defensive tackle.
Good.
Now, they're
Well,
still
that's-
pretty loaded on the defensive line, but that obviously does hurt.
So there's one last thing. You're going to need to get control of the face. If you're going to ever be married, you've got to be able to put that away. You know what I'm saying? You've got to be able to control the face. When you hear something that you're like, what? There's got to be a switch. That's going to get you in so much trouble.
I do not have it. I don't have it. I also, when people make a face, I don't say anything because I can empathize.
Pinocchio says horseradish on prime rib. Yeah, no thanks. I don't like horseradish generally. I think it's because I don't know. I don't like cabbage. Walter Mellon says, Jeffrey, question: have you guys tried the chimichurri on your steak? I enjoy a good chimichurri. What's chimichurri? I know what chimichanga is. I don't know what chimichurri is.
Sort of a mixture of herbs.
Okay. No, I've never even heard of it. So, no. Pierre says, Kansas City is Patrick Mahomes puts a ketchup on his steak. Les redonne the guillotine in France. Kansas City has some of the best barbecue I've ever had. Better than the home of barbecue in Canada, Quebec. I really have never heard of Quebec.
It's never come
in
up.
barbecue.
That's new to me. But if I'm ever in Canada, now I know where to get some.
I didn't even know you guys went outside to barbecue. That was never even a thought process. So. CK says, does Keon have his special helmet on today?
Well, that's not necessary. I don't.
He's got a lot of hair up there, so the special helmet would be Patrick Mahomes sized. If you were to try to get the get the dreads up in there.
But why are you saying I have a special helmet on? Why are you asking that?
I don't know. The thinky wheel went up on this, so I can't see the text.
What about anything I said would lead you to think that? I don't understand.
May not be anything. Maybe you just were wondering if you have a special helmet.
I don't.
Yeah, for some reason I can't get to his text. I can get other people's text. Can't get. Yeah, that's all he said. Does Keon have a special helmet on?
Even the text line was hurt by that. That's
Quiet Cannon says, good afternoon, guys. I know Brock Purdy is a pretty good quarterback, but could you imagine Patrick Mahomes with Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, and the O-line of the 49ers? The other weapons the 49ers have? Oh my God, that'd be killer.
What do you think they were trying to do when they drafted Trey Lance? It didn't work, but like they saw the way that guy could just throw the football for miles, move around, throw at different angles. And they were like, yeah, that guy would be crazy in our offense. As it turns out, he struggled to learn the offense, which is going to be a huge factor in stopping you from being like Patrick Mahomes.
Whoever happened to Trey Lance? Is he with the Cowboys now?
He's the Dallas Cowboy, yeah.
Rico Suave says, thanks, fellas. My daughter loved hearing her name on the radio and the birthday wishes and all that Jedi talk. You guys are the best show on earth. And by the way, the Chiefs held Baltimore to 10 points. Okay, we've been down that road. You guys need to stop dragging me down that road. Sun Devil Raul says, have you guys heard ex-NBA point guard Rajon Rondo got arrested Sunday for gun and drug charges? Yep, that was one of the things that we were going to talk about, but now you're talking about it, so I guess we're talking about it. Didn't he play for the Suns at some point?
Rondo?
Didn't he?
I don't think he did.
I felt like maybe he did, or he was on for a minute somewhere.
Rondo,
but I guess that doesn't matter. He's 37 years old. He gets stopped for a traffic violation, and then the officer pulls him over. He's like, "You smell like marijuana," and he's like, which is illegal there in Jackson County, Indiana. So he was charged with unlawful possession of a firearm, possession of drug paraphernalia, and marijuana, which are misdemeanors. So he posted bond, and that was it. He's good. He'll be in court next week. So it wasn't the biggest of deals, but you probably don't need to be driving around with a firearm in a place you're not supposed to have one. But, he's had his troubles in the past. A couple of years ago in Kentucky, he threatened a woman with a gun at her house and got in trouble for that. The order was later dismissed, the protection order after they agreed. Okay, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it either. So
he does have some anger issues.
Yeah, certainly should not have a gun.
Yeah. I remember reading about one time there was a film session when he was still in Boston and Doc Rivers was there. And he just thought what Doc Rivers was saying was so insane. He tried to fight him in the film session, and everybody, the entire team essentially had to hold him back, which I don't know what was said exactly, but it's a thing that seems to only happen with Rondo. He also kind of lost his crap a little bit when he was with the Mavs too. Just a really intense guy that might need some therapy, something.
Yeah, maybe there's something going on there. Has he had a concussion or something? It starts to sound like concussion type behavior. Sun Devil Raul says smoking pot while driving is illegal everywhere, Sir Jeffrey. Oh no, I didn't mean that. I mean to have it at all.
Yeah, simply to
have it
possess
at all.
Yeah.
Is illegal there. It's legal in other places, but no, driving high is the same as drinking and driving. That is illegal everywhere. So, Kiss the Cook says, I will only be happy for one and only one 40 Guiners player. Okay. Which one?
Yeah, you could have just told us. In the time it took you to say that, you could have just told us which player.
We're not going to guess. So moving on. Niner Napolis says the Chiefs can be run on. Chris Jones, not 100%. That'll be a big deal. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Niner Napolis. Christian McCaffrey is the key figure for this game. Really.
Also Debo, because he is a big part of the run game as well.
That's right. That's right. They'll run him in sweeps around the back. And I always see that and go, ooh, don't hurt him. Don't hurt him.
Especially with the shoulder. But I just think that I want to pay more attention to the injury stuff closer to the Super Bowl because we do have 2 weeks. So Chris Jones may be closer to himself by the time we get to the game than now.
Historian says Rondo was traded by Sarver when Sarver first got the team. When did Sarver get the team? How long ago is that?
Well, it was back when Rajon was on the team.
Thank you. Quiet Candy.
He wasn't. I'm looking at his basketball reference page. At no point is there a Phoenix on here. So
I just vaguely remember, man. I don't remember.
Your basketball reference page is wrong.
Yeah, I'm not looking at anything. I just for some reason thought he was part of the team at some point. Historian says, hey, Randy, it's hot out here. Can you pour me a 31-degree lager? That would be great.
Yeah. Robert Sarver bought the team in 2004. Rondo wasn't in the league until 2006. So
I don't know.
I don't know exactly what.
Maybe it was just they played the Suns and my brain has turned it around. Whatever. Let's see. Hamilton Porter says, afternoon, guys. This one is for Keon. Okay. So he sends one of them infographics, which is being very slow to load. Thank you so much. I should have never done this. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's my internet. And here it is. With the Falcons hiring Raheem Morris, the 2012 and 2013 Redskins, who are now the Commandos, had 5 future head coaches on their staff at the time. Kyle Shanahan, Matt LaFleur, Sean McVay, Mike McDaniel, and now Raheem Morris. That's a heck of a class, man.
I'm sure that every NFL broadcast next year will let me know over and over and over again. It only shows up every time they're on TV.
Well, don't forget about Billy Stevenson.
Yeah, Billy Stevenson.
Who?
Well, don't act like you don't know. Baker's Cocky Hen says some people think that maybe, you have to smoke weed to smell like it, Jeffrey. They probably make horns down shirts in their spare time. Really not getting the connection there. Some people think you have to smoke weed to smell like it. You mean like if you just had some in the car and they smell it and they think that you're high from it?
I mean, I know when I have a cigar, I smell like a cigar.
Yeah. If I were
so
on 1999 New Year's Eve going into Y2K, driving home right after midnight, I'm smoking a Cuban cigar, and that Jeep smelled like Cuban cigar for months after that. So whether you're smoking it or something just happens to be in there, even unsmoked marijuana is odorous. So
pretty strong, yeah.
Yeah, do they have a test to see if you're high? If you're currently, they can give you a breathalyzer that tells you, I am currently drunk. Do they have something to tell you if you're currently high?
Well, they can take you through the driving under the influence tests.
I know, but so they have to do a physical test on the side of the road. They
Well,
don't
I
have
think
like
they can also do a
breathalyze
blood
that.
test. They could do a blood test.
I don't want some cop sticking a needle in my arm.
Well, I mean that you asked the question, and
So they
I'm
got to
just trying
take you down to the station for that. I think.
Yeah, probably.
Actually, there's a drug test that
And now
is-
Keon's going to show me wrong. Okay.
No,
All
just
right,
the-
bye, Keon.
It's
No,
the
that's all right.
Google. It's
He
the
made
Goog-
this. He made a face too. By the way,
It's the Goog. Always make a face. Look, I can't control that. So we it's a mouth swab actually. Just a little.
Oh, they got a.
Yeah. Just little swab in the cheek, and then they can
No
test the
policeman
saliva.
is putting anything in my mouth. No policeman.
Well, that's how
Ever.
the breathalyzer would work too. Just don't
No.
be high or
Yeah.
drunk
No.
while you're driving. You should be
Exactly.
okay. Yeah.
Don't drink and drive. Don't smoke and drive, and you're going to be fine. And then you won't have to have some police officer shoving something in your mouth. CK, thank you for that. Let's see here. Oh, this text line's working weird today. Moist One says Montreal steak seasoning is great. Oh yeah, we use that. We use that sometimes. We got it for chicken and other things. It's okay. Kenry says we need more ganja farmers. Well, yeah, says the guy from Jamaica. He says, good luck, Rondo. Cliff Dingleberry says the Suns drafted him and traded him to Boston.
Okay, that was like a draft night trade.
So that's the story on Rondo. So
Yeah.
that's probably what it is.
Okay, but Luka never played for the Hawks, though. You wouldn't say he played for the Suns, but yeah.
I just remember his name being associated with the Suns. That's all I said.
Well, there you go.
Big George says the Suns had Raj Bell when Sarver bought the team, not Rondo. Okay. Sun Devil Raul says, did you guys see that play? When McCaffrey got tackled and landed on his head, bent his neck, that looked painful. Yeah, here's the thing. That is where he got his shoulder hurt. It was like a stinger down his neck, and his shoulder was hurt by that. I was worried he had a concussion when that happened. So, yeah, they tried to bend over and snap, players in that game. And then over on the Chiefs game, remember when they had that really awkward back bend thing that Patrick Mahomes did when the guy was rolling him like a gator there?
I thought both of his ACLs were going to erupt right that second. And he just stood up and walked away because...
You know why? They showed a video. He actually practices that situation. They showed video where he's sitting there doing back bends in the gym and rolling and doing stuff like that. So once the guy had both his legs, he went into a practice position.
Unbelievable. Everybody should do this. That's really cool.
Yeah. I mean, nobody would think about, okay, I'm going to teach my body to be able to handle that physicality, that motion, that move, which is a very unnatural move always. So that's why he got up and was like, no, I'm good. And he's probably in his head going, man, I'm glad I did that.
Yeah, the play was a sack, but there was an Eagles player that was saying that might be the play of the year because there's nobody in the NFL that's taking those hits that looks at that and goes anything but amazement that your knees are fine somehow. Just
that's you work out, you practice, you stretch, you exercise. That's a professional.
Yeah.
Fish Tank says the Suns drafted Rondo but sent him to Boston in a draft day trade. Hamilton Porter says, yeah, by the way, that team, that Washington team, with all the coaches on it, 3-13.
I remember the Suns drafted Rondo, and then right away we traded him to Boston.
Walter Mellon says, is everybody thinking of Raja Bell and not Raja Rondo?
Very similar names, to be honest with you. Raja and Rajan.
Yeah. No, I just thought the Rondo part was the one that I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, somebody texted in about Raja. That's the reason why they probably said that.
Rajan. Well, let's call the whole thing off. When we come back, let's talk about somebody that matters. Let's talk about the Phoenix Suns and some other basketball things. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Come join American Furniture Warehouse and see our amazing deals on sofas, sectionals, recliners, bedroom furniture and mattresses, dining room furniture and accessories. AFW has the latest styles, largest selection, and lowest prices anywhere. Our warehouses are full and ready for you to take your new furniture home today. At American Furniture Warehouse, you'll find the perfect items for your space at a price you'll love. Visit one of our 3 Phoenix area showrooms or shop online at afw.com. afw.com.
Hey, Jeffrey O'Brien here. And listen, a lot of us play fantasy football this time of year, and it's fun. But what you should be playing is fantasy electric bills. What's that? It's where you get with Harmon Solar, and they save you over 80% off your electric bill every month. Then, each time you open up that bill, you're going to feel like you just won a championship. Call Harmon Solar today. Get a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more straight talk. Let's take a moment to appreciate our sweet children, loving grandparents, and eternal soulmates. Now let's use them to save money on wireless. Because with the Straight Talk Silver plan, you get 4 lines for just $25 a month with unlimited data and no contracts. Thanks, kids. You're finally worth it.
And now get a Samsung Galaxy A14 included when you buy an extended Silver Unlimited plan. Find us at straighttalk.com. For data management practices and additional terms, visit straighttalk.com. Device offer ends 4/14/24. Online only, excludes taxes and fees.
There's a reason why conventional healthcare is referred to as practicing medicine. Hi, this is Dr. Hannah Lindsay. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. I regularly see patients with a variety of acute and chronic health conditions, including many autoimmune and rheumatological diseases. We can restore pain-free joint function and balance immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and overall well-being. We emphasize natural and holistic interventions with lifestyle changes and take advantage of the full palette of care options from traditional remedies to modern science. We collaborate with experts in a wide range of health disciplines, including physical therapists and specialist physicians, referring patients as needed to ensure the most effective care possible. So how about a second opinion on your health? You might just end up feeling like yourself again. Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161, or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
In the morning, wake up, Phoenix, to the best new morning sports show on radio. Join me, Tony D.
And me, Ron Culver, every weekday from 6 to 9 a.m. right here on 1580 99.3, The Fanatic.
Danny Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. We got some tickets for the ASU basketball game. Stanford Cardinals coming to town Thursday at 7 p.m. We got 4 tickets and a parking pass. Be listening for your chance to win those. Also on Thursday, we've got here on the radio, Seattle U is visiting GCU. That game is at 6:45 p.m. And then on Saturday, all day, it's college basketball. GCU at Utah Valley at 1:45. Duke at North Carolina at 4:15 p.m. And then St. Mary's and Gonzaga ends the night right there for your college basketball. Sunday, Randy, we got the Busch Light Classic Clash at the Coliseum at 2:30 p.m.
Hey, all right.
So still don't get it, but people seem to like it, right? So, all right, that's fine. People like that, right? The little teeny, like, just
yeah. It's a preseason race for NASCAR.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have much to say. It doesn't mean anything. It's not a points race, so.
Mm-hmm. Such a small space, though.
It's a very small, very small track. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Weird. Sun Devil Raul says, I smoked pot for the last 30 years, and I just quit cold turkey right before Christmas. I'm handling it fine. Haven't touched it since. Not josen for it, even a little. Can you believe it? I'm proud of myself. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Good for you. What made you decide to stop doing that? You know, I'm just curious. But good for you, and hang in there, man. Moist One says, girl, you must be AFib, because you just made it 5 times more likely for me to have a stroke. I don't think that's not going to help you as a pickup line. I don't think that's probably going to What's your best pickup line, Keon?
I don't really have one. I don't really use them. It's just talk to people. I don't know.
Hi, my name is Jeffrey O'Brien. And there you go.
Yeah.
That's it.
Introduce yourself. That's
No, I mean, you can use that if you want. You can
well,
tell
like, I
you're
mean,
Jeffrey
again,
O'Brien.
that's going to be a very odd look. Like you're an O'Brien. Huh.
Well, I'm just saying. I don't know.
Hmm.
Lost Toby has a bet he has just put down. He says, I'm tuning in from Houston. Texas barbecue ain't all that. And he says, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Niners by 17. And here's what he put down. What? You actually put $25 on this. Oh my God. Sorry. Here's the bet. At plus 20,000. He'll wager $25 and he'll win $5,025. The bet, Sam Darnold, Super Bowl MVP.
I promise you that if Sam Darnold steps onto that field, you can go ahead and turn your TV off. I think we know if Sam Darnold plays significant minutes enough to qualify to be Super Bowl MVP, who actually won the game.
That's how you know Lost Toby has a lot of disposable income. Is he dropped $25 on that bet?
Maybe.
You know what, Lost Toby? You do you. You do you, man.
And
you do you.
Lost Toby, listen, if you enjoy your stuff, enjoy your stuff. I'm just saying maybe you should quit the weed too. Just throwing that out as a recommendation.
Oh, yeah, listen, you know what, though? He's thinking about Carson Wentz and Nick Foles kind of stuff. He's wow. Niner Annapolis says, Sam Darnold, don't even put that into the universe, man. Yeah, I know.
The thing is with Nick Foles had already won a bunch of playoff games to get to that point. So it wasn't that crazy that he could do it if he had just stayed on a run, which he did. Whereas this is, first off, Brock Purdy would have to get destroyed in a way that he's done a pretty good job of protecting himself. It doesn't seem likely that that's going to happen.
Could happen.
And then
if Chris Jones gets loose,
yeah,
it could happen.
And then if it does, then the next level of that is you'd be asking Sam Darnold to show up and just run the offense at a very high level. And I just have never seen him do that.
Hamilton Porter says, did you guys see that crazy story about the 3 guys that froze to death in Kansas City watching the Chiefs game? Oh, yeah, we talked about that already. We already talked about that
last week.
Was there any new developments in that case? Because, I don't think they were sitting in the backyard watching the game when it happened. They were watching the game, and then however they found themselves outside, who knows? Still waiting to hear what the coroners say about that. Let's see. Moist One says, you do you, Randy. Is that the Gila River Casino billboard thing? That's what they say on there. It's also been a term for since forever, Moist One. Randy is no shill for the casinos.
No.
But we are sellouts. And if they wanted to give us some money, we could definitely be shills for them.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely right. Sun Devil Raul says he stopped smoking the magic lettuce because all the basic reasons. He says money, health, job. He says, there's the thing he wants to do for a job that you got to have a clean test for. And he says at my current place of employment, there is, where this is. So, and he says, remembering dreams, I haven't remembered dreams in decades. Really? Marijuana makes you not remember dreams. I mean, I'm sure individual results may vary. Baker's Cocky Hen says it's either Kelsey or Kittle as MVP, and Swift is going to leave with whichever one it is. That would be amazing. That would be actually amazing if the 49ers win, Kittle's the MVP, and he goes off arm in arm with Taylor Swift. It's never going to happen, but that would be amazing.
She's got a tour bus parked outside the Super Bowl, and they just walk right up into the tour bus.
She hangs the "If the tour bus is a rockin', don't come knocking" sign on the door as it closes.
So
it's just disturbing.
The windows are tinted on this bus for a reason.
So let's talk about the Phoenix Suns last night. They were up by 20 when I tuned in. I'm like, looks like they've got this under control. And I was right. They had it under control. The end of the game, 118 to 105. Old Eric Gordon got himself 23 points off the bench. Booker had 22.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant had 20. Bradley Beal had 19. It was evenly spread out scoring. And in fact, the big three all had 7 assists. So they were moving that ball around, and nobody was carrying the load on their back. And, but the only thing I'm not sure is how good a team is the Miami Heat. Are they like super good, or is somebody injured?
They're in the middle of a 7-game losing streak, and I mean, I think it's an opportune time for the Suns to get a win. But
kind of cruise through this.
Well, I don't know that they cruise through it, but I will say I like the fact that their turnovers were down, and there were 4 or 5 guys in double digits in scoring for the Suns, and I think that's the key for this team. I don't think it's going to be a look. If you have like Devin Booker, who's by the way scored well over 100 points in the last 4 games, well over 100 points. If you've got a guy like that in 4 games, I mean, I don't think this team's going to be successful. If you've got a game like last night where you've got multiple guys in double digits, you've got you're lowering your turnover rate, you're moving the ball around. You're not giving the defense a chance to adjust, and then you give it to one of your assassins out there, KD, Booker, or Gordon, or what's his name from Washington? I don't remember him because he was on one. Yeah, Bradley Beal. If you give it to him, and these guys are shooting when your defense can't adjust, then I think you've got something going for the Phoenix Suns. This is not a team that's going to overwhelm. I don't think. I continue to believe this team has got to do away with the turnovers, and they've got to do more team basketball to win. So we'll have to wait and see.
Hey, who sent Bradley Beal into the whole mask wearing? Who broke his nose?
I actually was surprised by that. I don't know exactly when that happened. He just was in the Orlando game. He was wearing it.
Yeah, he just went straight up Phantom of the Opera out of nowhere.
So something happened. Maybe it was a practice thing, or maybe it was just an injury I just didn't catch a glimpse of fully. But yeah, I just the Orlando game was the first time he just showed up with the mask on. I was like, what the hell? But yeah, I will agree with Randy on the turnovers. It's become the thing that I look at when I watch when I look at the box score the next morning. I just wake up and just check in on what happened, and it's like, oh yeah, they turned the ball over 17 times. I'm not surprised that they barely won that one. Well, last night, 7 turnovers. That was really good, and the big 3 had 1 turnover each. So that's probably the most important part, is that the guys that are going to be doing most of the handling the basketball took absolute care of it. That is huge. Miami's kind of in the place, I think, where the Suns are, where they've got issues they're sorting out too. They traded for Terry Rozier, who I think will make them better in the long run. But since they've traded for him, there's clearly some hiccups that they need to work out in terms of like what his place is in that offense. So it's not like the Heat are a bad team, but they've got some stuff to fix too.
What's the situation with Grayson Allen's ankle? Do they have any word on how long he's going to be out? I know they said the x-rays were negative, but that doesn't mean he's going to be back.
Yeah, I hadn't heard anything new on that. But I can check some stuff and see if there's any updates to that particular
I hate
injury.
to care about Grayson Allen in any way.
The thing is, he's on your team, so you kind of have to.
Yeah, it's more curiosity. Baker's Cocky Hen says Beal is diagnosed with sleep apnea, narcolepsy, and has the mask up during games now. Oh, that's not true. They said it was a broken nose, Baker's Cocky Hens. But you better look that up one too, just in case. I think you're full of crap, though. All right, when we come back, we'll talk a little more basketball. We got all kinds of stuff that we got to talk about. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Oh, this cold.
Honey.
Honey?
Honey, you need DayQuil Severe Honey.
DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honeylicious taste, because life doesn't stop for a cold.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
No, I'm getting a cold.
Honey. Try Dayquil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. Dayquil Severe with honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, Honeylicious, power through your day medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more straight talk. Let's take a moment to appreciate our sweet children, loving grandparents, and eternal soulmates. Now let's use them to save money on wireless. Because with the Straight Talk Silver plan, you get 4 lines for just $25 a month with unlimited data and no contracts. Thanks, kids. You're finally worth it.
And now get a Samsung Galaxy A14 included when you buy an extended Silver Unlimited plan. Find us at straighttalk.com. For data management practices and additional terms, visit straighttalk.com. Device offer ends 4/14/24. Online only, excludes taxes and fees.
Attention business owners, do you need zero money down financing on new or used equipment? Meet Dylan Cohen at JR Capital, your gateway to equipment financing that breaks the mold. JR Capital offers zero money down financing options on both new and used equipment, vehicles, heavy machinery, and more. It's a game changer, giving you the power to enhance your operations without slowing you down or denting your cash flow. Need a boost in working capital or a flexible line of credit? Dylan can help your business get the cash flow it needs fast. The process is a breeze too, with a simple application and same-day approvals. No more waiting, no more hassle. Just a straightforward path to securing the funds you need faster and easier than asking your banker. Call Dylan Cohen at JR Capital today at 602-834-7353 or click on Finance with Dylan at moneyradio.com. Call Dylan Cohen 602-834-7353 and get the money you need for your business today.
Did you know Bashes is the exclusive discount ticket sponsor of the 36th Annual Arizona Renaissance Festival? Stop by customer service today to pick up your tickets. Don't miss the action and adventure at this year's festival every weekend from February 3rd through March 31st, including President's Day, Monday, February 19th. To check out this year's festivities, visit arizona.renfestinfo.com. Huzzah!
Come join American Furniture Warehouse and see our amazing deals on sofas, sectionals, recliners, bedroom furniture and mattresses, dining room furniture and accessories. AFW has the latest styles, largest selection, and lowest prices anywhere. Our warehouses are full and ready for you to take your new furniture home today. At American Furniture Warehouse, you'll find the perfect items for your space at a price you'll love. Visit one of our 3 Phoenix area showrooms or shop online at afw.com. AFW.com.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
This is KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender, and your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Sitting here minding my own business, as I so often do. I saw this from Adam Schefter. I guess he's talking to celebrity chef and restaurateur Michael Mina. He says, Andy Reid eats more than just cheeseburgers. He also loves lobster pot pies. That's a thing. I can get lobster pot pie someplace. I've never had a lobster pot pie. I would love a lobster pot pie. I've been eating the lobster bisque soup. That's pretty good stuff right there. Little bits of lobster in there, you know, and it's tasty. I like it better than clam chowder, to be honest. But if I knew I could get a lobster pot pie, oh my God, that could change my life, I think. Big George says, I heard that the 3 frozen Kansas City Chiefs guys, you know, that story, are now keeping Ted Williams' head company at Cryogenics in North Scottsdale. Dude, that's come on, man. These are actually people who died. They're not a punchline yet.
And, well,
I mean, they might turn into one. I don't know.
I Googled it, and I'm trying to figure out more details here because the story was just not particularly clear. But they were saying that the guys were found in unusual positions. And so the family wants more answers because there seems to probably be more with that story than originally meets the eye.
Please share the unusual positions.
Well, that's the thing is it didn't seem that strange to me. There were like 3 of them just lying flat on their back on the ground, and then one was in a lawn chair. So the families were just like they just laid 3 in a row next to each other.
That sounds like they were drug out of the house.
Yeah.
If they were their arms like above their head, like they've been drugged, or are they just lying there all just?
Well, that's what I don't have details on. That it's not 100% clear exactly.
That does seem suspicious.
It is weirder. And one of the family members, though again, it's a grieving family member,
Sure,
so
sure.
you're gonna take it with a little bit of a grain of salt. Thinks that their family member was drugged in this.
Or maybe they passed out inside, and somebody's like, "Let's get them out of here so they don't throw up or something." So they drug them out there, and then they forgot about them. And then when somebody realized it, nobody's talking. Nobody wants to get in trouble for it. Could
Yeah,
be just.
so
It doesn't sound like it
given-
was malicious. It's probably accidental.
Probably accidental, though stupidly accidental, because we know what the temperature was in Kansas City that weekend. So if you're going to drag people outside so they don't throw up inside, I don't know, maybe just get like a towel or a bucket or something instead of putting them out in the below freezing cold.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the guy answered the door with an empty wine glass in his boxer shorts, and the cops finally got him to the door. I don't think he was probably in any kind of a clear way of thinking.
That's why I said probably
for some time.
probably stupid more than
Yeah.
malicious. Yeah.
Penisher says, wasn't it the Pacers game that Beal got hit in the face? Could be. I don't know. Baker's Cocky Hen says Beal. I read that. Excuse me. I think I already read that. That's weird. My whole system is going weird today, guys. So sorry. Desert Viking says the Suns remind me of the 2010 Miami Heat. Too much talent, too Hollywood, zero chemistry, zero defense. This team will never do anything in playoffs unless Frank Vogel can get this team to buy in defensively like Eric Spoelstra did for the Heaties.
Well, they are trying to. And as far as the defense goes, I disagree. I think this team really is trying to play defense. The way that they switch, it takes effort and communication to be able to do that. Sometimes they'll drop on the screen and roll. Sometimes they'll blitz. Like, no, they are actually trying to play defense. I think the thing that kills them is that they are so careless with the basketball. They'll give another team 15, 20 possessions that they don't actually have.
Big George says, well, Ted Williams is a real person too. And we joke about his head all the time because he chose to freeze his head. These 3 guys in Kansas City are victims of either negligence or some sort of actual homicide. So it's a bit different.
Ted Williams lived his whole life naturally and then had
he
his head-
chose to get frozen.
Yeah. These guys died tragically this way. This is not the same.
Might it become funny later? We'll let you know. Just another face in the crowd says, I'm guessing 3 guys got drunk during the game, thought they could walk home from their friend's house. Well, they weren't walking.
They were in his
weren't like
backyard.
stumbled over into somebody's tree. They were laid out flat in the backyard from what Keon is saying. So I'm sure we'll find out more later, but right now we don't have enough facts. Rye Guy says, ooh, yum, lobster pot pie. Damn. I know, right? I don't know why. I've never thought of it.
I saw some pictures of the lobster pot pie. Oh man.
Who makes it? Where can you get it?
Let's see.
It's made by your Gorton's Fisherman.
I don't think so. If it is, then I'm going to ask my wife to go get some. You just made that up, right?
From Gorton's of Gloucester.
He makes fish sticks. I don't think he's doing anything quite as sophisticated as a pot pie.
All right. I mean, if you say so. All right.
But if you're, I could be wrong. Do you know that for a fact, or are you just
No.
saying that?
No, I'm just saying.
That's what I thought.
Mhm.
Anyway, come on.
From
Keon.
Gorton's of Gloucester.
A company called McKenzie that delivers gourmet pot pies. So probably
Mackenzie's
one
a
of those.
spinoff of Gorton's Fisherman Company.
I don't know that that's true.
Can't prove it's not.
I'm trying to find like a restaurant that serves it.
All right. Well, let me know. Hefty Lefty says, I would just be afraid, of the lobster, getting overcooked. Real easy to overcook that delicious crustacean and turn that into rubber. That's why you make it little itty bitty bites inside. Like the bisque doesn't have big chunks of it. It's little pieces. So even if it is a little rubbery, you're not mad. It's more about the flavor, I think. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. So, by the way, the Lakers lost. That feels good. It was nice too. So much drama in this game. Dylan Brooks, he got into a little scuffle with Jared Vanderbilt. He got into a scuffle with LeBron James, but it was Vanderbilt who gets ejected. Although Brooks did get a flagrant one because he kind of hit LeBron James in the face. But of course, he did that whole flop to the ground, lie there like he's just been shot or something. LeBron just overacting, lying there on the ground.
Well, to be honest, he got raked across the face from Dylan Brooks. He kind of raked his hand and his.
It's hard to take him serious when he lies on the ground because he's just flopped and done that fakely so many times before, Randy.
I get it, but he did.
You're saying this was legit?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the replay, and you look at it slow mo, I mean, I'm glad that he didn't get LeBron's eye because his thumb was doing damage across the face of LeBron James.
So Ham was mad about it. Anthony Davis was mad about it. LeBron James just said, "Next question." But that for him, he knew he flopped. He knew it wasn't as bad as everybody said. So everybody else got to be upset and angry about it. What is the deal with Dylan Brooks? Does he feel like enough people don't talk about him on a regular basis or something?
I just feel like he's that pseudo bad guy. He just wants
he's
to be
no
the villain.
Draymond Green,
but he wants to be the villain. Yeah, he wants to be a Draymond Green. He wants to be a villain.
And look, he's playing great perimeter defense, but outside of that, this is not a guy you look at like you look at Draymond Green. Is he as talented as Draymond Green, you think?
Oh, no.
No, but he is a really good defender. It's not like he's just, it's all air and there's nothing behind it. He is a good defender. But he's trying to take that and boost the persona of it. And I understand why. When the Grizzlies said, "We don't want you back here," it was that, I think, that got him paid by the Rockets. They needed an identity. They needed somebody on that team to bring some fire and be the tough guy, and he's willing to play the part.
Well, and he played that part for sure. And of course, now the Lakers are all butthurt about it, and LeBron James got to pretend to be murdered, and and then they got the L. That was the best part. I don't even care what the Rockets do, but I love seeing the Lakers get an L. So, I can't take Dylan Brooks very seriously, to be honest. Snoop Dogg had something to say about these Lakers. He's like, man, I'll tell you what, with the trade deadline coming, he's like, you need to trade Tarin Prince. And they're like, what? Why Tarin Prince? He's like, and I can't read it the way he said it because he said a lot of words that I will never say. But he basically paraphrased, is like, you can't have a guy that looks like me not hitting his shots. So I guess Snoop Dogg is like, Tarin Prince looks like me. And it's offensive to me that you have a guy out there who's bricking and bricking and bricking and bricking. And people are like, doesn't that guy look like Snoop Dogg? Oh, yeah, it does look like Snoop Dogg. He's like, that's not good advertising for me. That was the best way I could paraphrase what he said. But he used a lot of words I can't and would not say.
I don't know that that's a particularly great reason to trade somebody, but if you're Snoop Dogg, I think, self-motivated, that
he's averaging 10.3 points, 3 to 6 rebounds, 3.6 rebounds, and 1.7 assists per game. And I guess Snoop doesn't like seeing him miss.
Well, the thing is, he's playing like 20 minutes a game, and at least on the offensive side of the court, he is a non-factor.
That's what Snoop doesn't like.
But
he doesn't like a guy who looks like him not playing better.
Right.
That's pretty much it. Right.
That's what he doesn't like. He doesn't like a guy that's able to hit his buckets.
All right, I'm about to ask a question. This may bring groans to your ear. This may bring lunch to your throat. I don't know how you're going to respond to this, and I'm talking to the listeners as well as the people who are here in the crew. But it's a question that has to be asked. Trade deadline coming. Phoenix Suns kind of finding themselves, but they might need something to help. First, I'm going to ask Keon, what's one thing you think would help? Would a proper point guard be of help? Or do they need like a big guy? What do you think the one thing they need the most?
The most, I would say a lockdown defender.
Okay.
Somebody who you can when you're playing these other teams across the league, like they played the Heat last night. If the Heat had Jimmy Butler, you'd like somebody you could just dedicate to Jimmy Butler, so that you don't have to worry about wearing down Bradley Beal or Kevin Durant or Devin Booker on the defensive end of the floor, and then asking them to go on the other side and score a ton. Like if you have a guy playing some dedicated defense that can also knock down open threes, that's what I'd like to see them get probably more than anything.
How about you, Randy? What would you like to see?
Dominant center.
Dominant center?
Center. Yeah.
Murray Harry agrees, says they need to get tougher inside defensive-wise. Nurkic, he's been all right. He's been pretty good.
Been solid. He's been
Okay.
solid.
Dominant center.
I know that people are looking for more, but I just don't know. I just don't know that dominant center is just hanging out for you to find. That's the thing. Is usually when they're like quarterbacks in the NFL or in the NFL, in that if you have one, you usually don't let them leave.
So there's a guy not going to take care of that. This guy will not take care of that. But there's a guy coming available, and you could probably get him for a song right about now. Does it help the Phoenix Suns if they have a conversation with the Warriors about Chris Paul? Randy just turns off his
Randy
mic.
just turned off his mic and backed up. You can't have Chris Paul back.
Why can't you have Chris Paul back?
He is doing nothing.
Okay, you don't want him.
State. Like he's not.
You can have him. You don't want him.
Yeah, you can have him. You don't want him. He's still being paid exactly the amount of money that's on that contract. It's ridiculous, and he's washed. I mean, that's just the Suns.
Okay.
The Suns moved on from him right at the correct time.
I just saw it, the story where they're thinking they're going to test the market for Chris Paul and Andrew Wiggins, maybe even Klay Thompson, which I doubt.
Wiggins makes sense.
Does Wiggins fill any of the needs we were talking about?
The defense part, and he's somebody that, look, you're in trouble if you rely on Andrew Wiggins to actually score points this year. I don't know what's happening with him this year, but he's taken a gigantic step backwards.
Yeah.
But yeah, he can still be useful, at least on the defensive side of the ball. Klay can't. It's just age and the injuries that he's had. It's starting to catch up to him. I don't think that Klay can give you that. And the 3-point shooting isn't as consistent as it used to be either. So I'm just not going to risk anything with Klay. Wiggins might be a guy. And even then, that's a risk. Like, that's still not like a slam dunk trade. I would still be a little wary of that one, but that one would make sense. The Chris Paul one, no.
I'm just asking because he was here, that he wasn't here. I don't know. So if you look at the trade deadline and you look at all the other teams as like stores at the mall, we're going to avoid the Warriors store. What store should we be looking at then? Where can we find a good deal for a team that's already quite expensive?
I would look at the Nets. Well,
we're playing the Nets tomorrow, right?
I think so, yeah. But I like Royce O'Neal for
Go shopping tomorrow.
The thing that I was saying about Andrew Wiggins, just get a nice defensive player, quality guy. He's going to keep you in that same tax spot. You might be able to get him for Nasir Little, so you won't have to move anybody that you're really relying on. Nasir Little hasn't really played a ton of games, but he is a young player on a contract that a lot of teams are really going to like. So, yeah, that would be probably my first choice.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see. I guess. I mean, you have to think something's going to happen, right? Because old Ishbia, you don't sit around. So he's going to want something done.
He's aggressive.
And who knows for who or how or, where, but something's going to happen.
Also, potentially PJ Tucker might be a guy you don't even have to trade for. It's possible he'll just be released from the Clippers. And then you could take a flyer on that if you pay him the vet minimum, and that would keep the Suns in that they'd be able to sign him despite the fact that they're over the cap. So that's probably something worth looking at too.
CK thinks the Suns will go off on the Nets tomorrow. KD is going to go crazy on his former team. Big George says the Suns need to trade Now, hear me out for Nikola Jokic. He's a dominant center that would fit great on this team. But how
would
could
fit
you
great
even
on any team?
Yeah,
how
and
would
how?
you acquire him?
You can't.
They're not he's not being traded. And what you would have to give to get Jokic, there wouldn't be a team left. What are we doing?
Baker's Cocky Hen says Suns need a time machine to draft Luka Doncic instead of DeAndre Ayton. Sure. And I remember when that was a question, and I said at that time, I said they should draft Luka, but we weren't sure if he was going to actually even come and play in the United States. There was questions about that.
Yeah,
and so I was like, man, you'd hate to use this first draft pick on a guy who then goes, nah, I'm good, and decides not to come. I felt like that was too big a risk. And at the time, DeAndre Ayton was over here, looking like a generational talent, and he could have been. Who knew he was going to say, I'll go this far, but this is all I'll do. So, at the time, with the information you had, DeAndre Ayton was the best choice.
And even the Hawks traded that pick for a similar reason. They just weren't sure if Luka was going to play. So they went with Trae Young because, the guy came out of Oklahoma looking really good. So it's not the Suns weren't the only team that made that decision.
Moist one, you're right. The fact the Suns hired Luka's coach and then didn't draft him was hilarious. Yeah, and that was like, okay, they got the guy's coach. Then so the Suns were even thinking that, and they got scared off by Luka's, wishy-washiness. Maybe his wishy-washiness was he didn't want to play for the Suns. Maybe he was really more, if you draft me, I'm not coming. But if those guys draft me, I will come play. So maybe Luka directed his own destiny a bit in those days. Who knows? Gordon Fisherman says, hi there, Gordon Fisherman here. I just heard someone mention my name on air. Someone wanting some fresh fish from the sea? Well, I'm back in Newfoundland and Labrador, but I still listen to the show whenever I can.
He's the Gordon Fisherman.
Hey,
from Gordon's of Gloucester.
If I come to Newfoundland, can I get lobster pot pie? And is it flaky crust or is it gooey crust? That's the worst thing. If you get a pot pie and the crust is all gooey, not fully cooked, it's really disappointing. And it just sort of so overshadows the entire lobster pot pie. I've never had a lobster pot pie, but I'm guessing. So, is that a thing? Because I'll come to Canada just for that. Me and the wife will hop a plane just to get the lobster pot pie. I'm speaking for both of us, but I think I'm right.
She sounds fantastic.
She might like clam chowder instead. I don't know. Fighting Wampa says LeBron James just needs to suck it up. He should look at the bright side. He could have been friends with those Kansas City fans. Yeah, it's a good point. Booger Wolf says Kevin Young had us do some work for them a while back. He told us the Lakers practice flopping twice a week. They bring a trampoline to the facility and a bunch of dudes start throwing themselves down. I don't believe you. It looks like you're right, but I don't believe you. All right, we have to take a break. We come back. I don't know what we're doing. Something else. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Get the appliances you need right away at Lowe's. Explore the largest assortment of brands you trust, like Whirlpool, Samsung, and LG, in-store or online at the best values. Plus, take advantage of our everyday financing offers on top items, from refrigerators to laundry pairs. And there's more. Get your new appliances delivered or installed quickly at your convenience. Because Lowe's knows appliances. Lowe's knows home improvement. Subject to credit approval.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more straight talk. Let's take a moment to appreciate our sweet children, loving grandparents, and eternal soulmates. Now let's use them to save money on wireless. Because with the Straight Talk Silver plan, you get 4 lines for just $25 a month with unlimited data and no contracts. Thanks, kids. They're finally worth it.
And now get a Samsung Galaxy A14 included when you buy an extended Silver Unlimited plan. Find us at straighttalk.com. For data management practices and additional terms, visit straighttalk.com. Device offer ends 4/14/24. Online only, excludes taxes and fees.
80% of youth in Arizona don't drink, smoke, or use drugs. Want to know the reason why? It's you. Kids say not disappointing their parents is one of the main reasons they choose not to drink or use drugs. Visit talknowaz.com because while you might worry you aren't getting through, you are. Keep it up and stay up to date about the latest Arizona drug trends at talknowaz.com. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here, host of You Better You Bet, reminding you to check out the show. Now, why should you check out You Better You Bet? Because we bring you the most fun. We bring you the most insightful, the most entertaining show in the wagertainment world. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come alongside them. Plus, you'll get the best betting analysis anywhere from myself, Ken Barkley, and some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. So tune in weekdays, noon to 3 on Arizona Sports Betting Station, 1580 and 99.3 at The Fanatic.
Hey, the Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Be listening for your chance to win 4 tickets to the ASU game on Thursday night. Stanford Cardinals coming to town Thursday, 7 p.m. Got a parking pass for you as well. You don't have to take all 4. You can take 2 and leave 2 for somebody else, or I don't know, some configuration of things. So
now, Jeffrey, when we doing that giveaway?
When I feel like it. I have no idea. I don't know.
Sometime between now and 6 o'clock tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, just whenever I feel like it. I don't know. Haven't felt like it. Yeah.
And the key to call is what's the cue to call?
I don't know. I'll tell you. I'm not trying to be fancy here or nothing.
What's the phrase that pays, Jeffco?
I wish I knew. I'd love to get some pay. Hit me. I'll sit on the phone and sit there and dial for a while. Remember that? Sit there. It'd be the 1580th caller, and you'll win $5,000. And
but you've got to have the phrase that pays, and the phrase that pays today is
your mama.
You always do that to me, don't you?
I'm just saying that'd be a good phrase that would pay.
You always do that to me.
What? If you were gonna, I mean,
you always do that to me.
Do you have a better phrase that pays? What's wrong with that one?
Yeah, anything but your mama. Anything.
Your grandma.
Literally. No.
Why not? You don't even.
She's dead too.
Of course she is.
Sometimes you're heartless.
I'm not heartless.
Next you're going to say my grandpa, right?
You put me on the spot and asked me for a
what are you
phrase
talking
that would
about?
pay.
Try to help the fourth dimension out, and you say your mama, and you know damn good and well my mom is in the sky with the angels.
Not everybody's mom is, and it was a general your mama to everybody. So I don't know why this has to get like this.
I don't know why you have to be so nasty to me.
I'm not nasty.
Do nothing but work hard, and I bring you flowers. And
well, a lot of these are lies now, aren't they? 888-368-1580. Just be listening. I'll tell you when it's time. Swuzman says, hey, Jeffrey, I'm a Michael Jordan guy, and I've always thought LeBron was pretty good. Ha, but even he never flopped as bad as former San Antonio Spur Ginobili. Oh, the dude was like Gumby. Yeah, there are always some exceptions, but let's be honest. LeBron, boy, he will exploit so much with the flopping. That's just he's turned it into an art form. Other people might be better at it, more prolific at it. And here's the thing: not only can he flop, but he can play basketball real damn good. So he's just trying to exploit the situation. And if they don't give him the superstar discount, he's going to take it.
Sort of good, not real damn.
No, LeBron James is real damn good. Still, even today.
Sort of okay. All right. He's okay.
He ain't playing good lately. I mean,
That's
the
what I'm
Lakers
talking
aren't playing
about.
good lately, but
Okay.
But look, Keon,
Not real
LeBron James,
damn.
is he real damn good right now? Has he still got the ability to be real damn good?
Hey,
the
come
ability
on.
to be real damn good.
Oh, come on, you guys. You guys, come on.
Is he
Come on.
still, or is he just is he struggling? Because I'll be honest, I don't really watch the
He's
Lakers.
38. You guys know he sucks. Come on.
He's averaging 25 points a game.
Still damn
Mm,
good.
Yeah.
No, come on.
Shooting 52% from the field. That's unbelievable. No, that's real damn good.
He might
I
not
could
be
shoot
LeBron damn good
52%.
as he used to be, but he's still real damn good.
I could shoot for 52% if I was LeBron James.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
there
real
you go.
damn good.
It's what I'm. No,
If
no.
you're
I'm
I'm sorry.
Point here.
If you're averaging 25 points a game on 52% shooting,
I can
you are
average
playing
26
real damn
points a
good.
game. What do you think of that?
I don't think you
I-
could average
I-
2
You're
points.
damn
a
right
game.
I
I
could.
don't believe you, but
Yeah.
you know, like even lately, you're just going through some of these totals. And you're like, no, the man just is.
What do you mean
is-
lately? I'm just going through my totals. What are you talking
not
about?
talking
No,
about you.
about LeBron. If you look at just the games they played the last couple of weeks, he has been great.
LeBron James ain't. He ain't
You know
squat.
what?
Come
No,
on,
you know what?
guys
You're
know it.
right. Baker's Cocky Hens makes a good point. He is only in his 20th All-Star game.
And there it is.
So
He's an old codger. He's an old man. He's a gray head.
he's an old man that still plays scarily good.
He is the best player on his team.
Oh my
Well,
God,
it's the
you
Lakers,
guys.
so
Oh my
I mean,
God.
the answer should be Anthony Davis at this point,
Mhm.
but it's not. It's still
Anthony
LeBron.
Davis can't play basketball. What are you talking about?
Hamilton Porter says D Wade was kind of a flopper. Yeah, there's some guys who are kind of floppers, but LeBron James, he knows when to play the part, if you know what I mean.
LeBron James, maybe Joel Embiid is the only other guy, but LeBron James is like the biggest guy that flops that consistently.
So,
Embiid's
how many-
really bad too, though.
So how many thousand points would you minus because LeBron James gets points when he flops? How many thousands of points would you minus off of his record? That's what I want to know.
Not nearly enough for him to not be
I'd
great.
say
That's
like
the thing. He doesn't even need to flop.
probably like
That's what-
37,000 points
That's the
because he's a
infuriating
flopper.
part of him flopping is that like you are the biggest, most talented athlete in the league, and you have been for 2 decades.
Oh,
you
everybody
don't
says he's-
need to flop, but
Oh
he
my
does.
God.
He just
Oh.
Yeah, it's a little something
And-
extra. He just enjoys it.
and the officials just shouldn't call those for anybody really. But
He's like, I
Yeah.
didn't take them acting classes for nothing. I'm getting my money's worth.
He
That's
is in,
what he
he
does.
is in Los Angeles, the city of plastic. He is. You're right.
Moiswin says, I got kind of a flopper.
oh my god,
Beer Bob says, no need to fly to Canada for lobster pot pie, Jeffrey. Just do a Google search. You can buy them online. I don't want to buy them online. Some shady lobster pot pie place.
I saw some recipes. I might.
Maybe I want to go to Canada. Maybe I want to go to Canada and never come back. Do you ever think of
No,
that?
I've been doing some checking for you, Jeffrey.
Hmm.
Here's a place called Shady Pot Pie Place.
Shady?
.com.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah, well, I
Don't
think
send
it-
me a link. I'm not
I
clicking
think
on
what this means is they keep their pot pies in the shade.
it. Yeah, don't forget that. Beer Bob says, interesting fact I saw last night. Lakers have shot 233 more free throws coming into last night's game than their opponents this year.
And there you
Far
go.
and away ahead of the second place team, the New York Knicks. Oddly,
And
the
they're-
Lakers are dead last in drives to the basket.
And there you go.
Can you say preferential ref stardom treatment right there?
And
yes,
there
you
it
can.
is.
We've
See
seen
that?
we've seen a couple of games where they
See
had,
that?
that Raptors game is going to stand out in my mind for this entire season as probably one of the most egregious games in terms of officiating. It was horrible,
I think
and
you
it was
guys need to-
clearly favoring the Lakers.
Need to wake up and smell the coffee here.
But that's-
LeBron James is not the greatest player ever.
Nobody
he gets
said
all
that.
sorts of preferential treatment. You see that
I-
right there? The fourth dimension just backed me up. LeBron James is horrible.
We're all agreeing with you that he gets preferential treatment, not that he's horrible.
And not one person
Absolutely
said
horrible.
He's
Are
the
you
greatest
kidding me?
player ever.
Oh
That's-
my God, no!
But
no.
he
oh
is
my
great.
God.
Oh,
Oh my God!
Jesus and Mary chain. So here's what happened. Heavy Metal Maniac just sent me a link. He's like, yeah, you can buy lobster pot pies on Harry and David. So I go over there and I look at there and it says serves 12. You get 2 ready to bake lobster pot pies. They're like pie size. They're not personal like Swanson's. $100.
Well, I mean, lobster.
That's $50 a pot pie, man.
Well, It is lobster.
That the lobster's doing that. Yeah.
They're kind of hard to catch.
Lobster bisque isn't that much. I'll make my own pot pie out of the lobster bisque. I'll get the
So where are
lobster
you gonna
bisque
catch
and I'll
these-
pour it in there and
You
then
catch these lobsters out of the Tempe Town Lake, or where are you going to get these lobsters?
I think those are crawdads. I don't know, but that's those are some expensive pot pies there, Heavy Metal Maniac. But at least there is a place I can get it. Gordon Fisherman says, Mr. O'Brien, too soon for Randy. His mom just died within the last 50 years. Oh, I miss my mama. She's gone to the great fishing spot up there in the sky. Sorry, Gordon Fisherman. Sorry to hear about your loss. And no, you're right, guy. It's okay. No, yo mama is a fine phrase. Randy just takes it too seriously. He says,
No,
well, if
it's-
that's not a good phrase, how about your mama's a hoe? Well, that'll get you.
I'll
punched.
kick your ass.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll get you punched right in the face.
I'll punch you right in the duodenum.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that, right, guy. Might want to keep that one to yourself. You wouldn't finish the sentence. Your mama's a hup. You'd already be on the deck. You'd be
Yeah,
down.
in the duodenum, Jack.
Hamilton Porter says, yeah, and Cade Cunningham is
You
the
bet.
best player on his team. What's your point?
Who?
I don't know.
He's a really good player too. But we're talking about the point of saying that LeBron is the best player on his team.
Oh my God!
Is that he has been playing the game for 20 years?
Oh, see, it took
When
him
was the
20
last-
years.
when
20
was-
years to be noticed.
When
See what
was
I'm
the
saying?
last time you saw somebody play that long or anywhere
Oh
near
my
that long
God.
and
Well,
still be
anybody
the
that
best player
flops
on their
the way
team?
LeBron does is going to play a long time.
That's not how that works at all.
Oh my God!
Because
If
no one
LeBron
because I
played
agree.
against the 1980, the 80s version of the Pistons, LeBron wouldn't last like 8 seconds in the game.
No, he wouldn't.
I disagree with that.
8
but
damn seconds! I give
the
him
calls
8
calls
seconds.
aren't coming, and at that point you would
Exactly.
realize the calls aren't
Exactly.
coming, and you would adjust your game accordingly.
Somebody would have elbowed him in the not only in the eye, but also they would have got him the cha-cha bongos, and he would have been out the rest of the game. He's soft, like a damn Tasty Freeze ice cream cone. Soft, S-O-F-T, soft.
All I'm saying is, when you are the oldest player in the league, you shouldn't be the best player on a team. That's what I'm trying to say. And
Exactly.
that
And
is
to
true
be fair,
because
though,
he's great.
He sometimes plays scary, powerful basketball
Oh
where you're
my
like,
God.
holy crap,
Yeah, well,
how is
I
he
mean-
still doing that?
With the rest of these softies, I mean, put him up against a real basketball team.
I think he'd do all right. I
He-
think
he
you're-
only plays
please.
against 27 of them.
Please.
I think you're right. I think those players were tougher, but I think that LeBron has played as one of the tougher players that we currently would have. I mean, he's
Tougher
powerful.
players.
He's powerful when he
falls
goes
down
to
like
the
a
basket.
3-year-old on his
Sure,
tricycle.
because
Are you
he's
kidding
acting.
me?
He's trying to get the foul. He's trying to get this other
Because
guy
it
in trouble.
works. Blame
And-
the officials for making those calls.
Yeah.
The players manipulating the system. That's what they're supposed to do.
Oh my God.
Desert Viking says the Lakers are getting a ridiculous amount of free throw attempts this year, despite being last in the NBA in drives to the rim. Nobody wants to watch LaFlop anymore. Good thing he's a good actor on the court, because boy, it didn't work out for him in Space Jam 2. Yeah, he can't act. He can't act. It's all right. I mean, LeBron,
He's a
can't
basketball
act.
player. Acting.
Who
on-
said Michael Jordan was a good actor? He wasn't either.
He wasn't. No, Space Jam. I mean, it wasn't as bad as Space Jam 2, but it wasn't good.
Heavy Metal Maniac says, well, think about that when you go for your lobster dinner. Lobster's not cheap, so it's not going to be any less for a lobster pot pie. That's gourmet food right there. Yeah, I might be sticker shocked right out of the lobster pot pie business. I mean,
I might be sticker shocked into cooking it myself, but I want to taste it.
I do want it.
I want it.
Baker's Cocky Hen says LeBron is older than Uncle Drew. And by the way, the best pie on pot is chocolate cream pie.
That's not what we meant.
No.
That's no one
If
was.
LeBron runs in against, Dennis Rodman,
Yeah.
But that's
Bill Lambier,
That's
are
a
you
lot of
kidding me?
people against
Bill
Rodman.
Lambier.
Lambier
What
was just
about if-
dirty.
What about if he just runs in against? All right, let's just say he runs in against. I don't know, Dennis Rodman,
Yeah, Dennis Rodman and him would
Joe
fight.
Dumars,
Oh, there'd be a fight.
Yeah.
Andre Drummond.
Oh yeah. that'd be a
Wait,
fight.
Andre Drummond. Andre Drummond?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that'd be a fight.
Tough guy Andre Drummond. Are
You're
we
damn
talking
right.
about the same?
No,
Andre
you're damn right.
I thought you were talking about Arnold Drummond from the different
Bob
strokes.
Lanier would not let LeBron get away with flopping. I'll tell you that damn much right now.
Can we go back to the Andre Drummond thing really quick?
No, we're not going back.
Why is he in this list of people? You named a bunch of
Please.
tough guys and then Andre Drummond, and I'm just trying to.
It's right. I gave you a lot of tough guys, and then Andre Drummond.
Swave Dave says, Jeffrey, think about it. Harry and David, everything is expensive. No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Coom Coom says, pot pies are hot garbage. They're the fruit cake of hot pockets. Dude, what pot pies have you eaten? Some are good, some are bad. Just as long as the crust is good and the taste of what's inside is good, you're fine. Like the banquet pot pies are actually pretty dang good.
I agree. It's like chicken noodle soup in a pie. How could that be bad?
It can be. It just
It's
can't be.
impossible. Scientifically, they've proven it.
Kyle G says if LeBron was playing in the 80s or 90s, he'd have grown up learning to play that way. He's got the size, the skills, and the mass to have been fine back then. Yeah, that's true. I have to agree with that.
It's what's frustrating about watching LeBron James flop is that the man is 6'8", 240 pounds. There is nobody that's just pushing him around.
I think he just likes to take a little rest right there. I think he like to lie there and go, oh, this feels good. This is nice down here.
When they come back, I'll pop back up and play some defense again.
He's just taking a break. That's what he's doing.
Play defense. He doesn't play defense.
Hefty Lefty
What?
says they don't drive the rim, but they play through AD in the post, and that increases free throw attempts. Are you actually trying to justify?
Okay, sure. That accounts for some of the free throws. It doesn't account for you being far and away the team that's drawing the most fouls, because Anthony Davis isn't the only center that people play through the post with. You're getting more fouls than a team that has Joel Embiid on it. You're getting more fouls than a team that's got Wemby on it. You've got more fouls than a team that's got Jokic on it. Please be for real. I'm just.
Swozman says, remember when LeBron James was considering going to the Bulls, and of course now he's eventually on the Lakers. He just wanted to be on a team where you had to like him. You know what I'm saying? I think he's a good player, but he's not the king. He's not King James. He's just another NBA player. Of course, he's going to the Hall of Fame, though. Yeah,
he is the second greatest player ever.
He says, I'm
my
kind of
gosh.
kidding. I says, I don't care. I think Kobe, Kareem, and Magic are the top three Lakers of all time, though.
Well, yeah, because he didn't play with the Lakers as long as those guys did. Those guys ought to be the three greatest Lakers.
Dog Pound says, Randy's right. Charles Barkley would have done it to LBJ, too. It'd be terrible for LBJ. Rye Guy says, yeah, I would deserve that punch if I said your mama's a hoe. As much
Right
as
in the
anyone else
duodenum.
would. Yeah.
You wouldn't breathe again, my friend.
No, he's agreeing. He knows. He gets it.
It would be
Overall-
like, your mom's a.
And then I did put him on the ground and say, all right, you're going to want to breathe. You're going to want to go ahead, grab your knees. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. Yeah, no. Don't try. Don't try to talk. Just, no, Randy's gone. Randy's gone. You're good. You're okay. Bugger Wolf says, calm down, Randy. Now pour me a brew, you salted charlatan.
I love when you talk dirty to me.
Hefty Lefty says, I'm not saying that should make them first. They 100% get a lot of soft foul calls on shots around the rim.
Damn right.
Heavy Metal Maniac says, all right, here's one that costs less. Gourmet seafood entrees. All right, so he's got me another link. It's, oh, you're right, Randy. Remember you said McKinsey? That's what he says, McKinsey Limited. I'll look it up. I'll look it up during the break. And we come back. We got a few more basketball things to talk about, but eventually I want to talk some football. We've gone almost 2 hours without talking any NFL. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Frankie drives end to end, scoops it up and in with 2 seconds left. Frankie Collins end to end. Join the action at Desert Financial Arena and catch the final home matchups with Stanford and Cal as Pac-12 conference foes. Collins over to Lance for 3. Bullseye! Get your tickets today by calling 480-965-5812 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Sun Devil men's basketball. Onward to victory.
So what did the doctor say?
He said I might need surgery.
Wow, it's that serious.
Well, we won't know for sure until I talk with a surgeon, but I'm lost. This is all new to me.
The decision to have surgery isn't easy, but neither is living with pain.
There is an alternative to surgery. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach and can restore pain-free joint function so you can avoid surgery. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. We also help restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. So when traditional medicine suggests you need surgery, how about taking another approach? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Hi, I'm State School Superintendent Tom Horn. My biggest priority is for Arizona students to be more proficient at reading and math. That's why I'm making $40 million available to offer one-on-one tutoring for elementary school students in Arizona public and charter schools who did not test proficient. This program will offer more income for participating teachers, which they deserve. Visit azed.gov.
Sponsored by the Arizona Department of Education.
Your home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Danny Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Hefty, I love you, man, but I really don't care who your top 5 Lakers are of all time. Is that rude of me to not want to even care about this?
No, it's just, you know what city we're in. You know how we feel about the Lakers.
Because it's Hefty, I'll tell you. Kobe, Magic, Jerry West, Kareem, and Elgin Baylor. That's it. So I really don't want this to become conversation because I don't care. So if anybody else has top Lakers, I'm just not reading your text. I don't want to talk about that. I just don't care. Just don't. I just don't care. Baker's Cocky Hen says, honestly, LeBron James would have steamrolled those old guys.
Oh my God.
If he were allowed to enter the lane hard. What do you mean by allowed? If a guy jumped up and put his body on you back in the old days, that was okay. He says he's faster, has way more muscle and less fat than all these guys. I keep hearing names.
Hey, listen, he's soft he's like a tasty freeze cone. That's how soft LeBron is.
Yeah, a lot of muscle on that guy.
Yeah,
there is a lot of muscle.
There's a lot of
and
muscle.
The softness is like
give me a break.
Is a direct,
Look,
response to how the league is officiating it.
If Bill Laimbeer is guarding the hoop and LeBron comes in hard, guess who's going to win? It's not going to be LeBron. So I'll give you a hint there. It's not going to be LeBron.
I don't know about that one.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now?
I'm not.
Against the Spread says, I'm not a Laker fan, but LeBron is top 10 of all time. Nobody flopped in the 80s or 90s, so he's just playing according to the times. He had 38 points, 20 boards, and 12 assists against Golden State Saturday. Okay?
You know what?
Saturday, not like years ago. This last Saturday, after playing in the league for 20 years. LeBron would have handled dudes like Barkley, no problem at all. Bill Laimbeer would have been destroyed by LeBron. By the way, LeBron is a good dude and a great role model.
Really? You met him?
Yeah.
Nice. You guys are friends. Good
He
for
seems
you.
like he's okay in
Nice.
the real world. But
I
on
don't
the
think so,
basketball
but
court, I
okay.
can't stand him.
And that's okay. You,
Mhm.
you don't have to like him.
he does some nice things, but I don't like some of his social media tweets, and that's one of the reasons why I got off social media. And second of all,
LeBron?
you will never, yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
You let him push you off of social media?
No, I didn't let him push me off. I chose to get off on my own terms. Yeah, that's the way I generally do it. When I get off on my own terms. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind.
Randy's satisfaction is all that matters.
You're damn right.
I'm just going to
And-
be
and-
100% honest with you. I would rather not keep that in mind.
Yeah, just keep that in mind. Keon,
Gonna forget that
because,
immediately.
I would
you
like
know,
to
look,
imagine anything else. To be
Keon,
honest.
I feel like it's part of my job to mentor you, and that's one of the things you need to know coming up as a man. When you get off on your own terms. Okay,
and on your
Noted.
own time, please.
Yeah.
Noted.
Yeah.
When you take your jacket off, listen on your own terms. Okay.
Baker's cocky hen says everyone raised in this generation is soft. The dude plays through more injuries than anyone. He
Who
does.
does?
LeBron does.
LeBron?
Yeah, he
LeBron
does.
is not even in this generation.
You know what?
He has played in the league so long. The generation he came into the league with, their kids are coming into the NBA, including his kid.
Desert Vikings says LeBron could not survive in the 90s. I honestly thought LeBron had a chance of becoming the GOAT until 2009 when he lost in the Eastern Conference Finals to Orlando Magic team led by a grown man who was addicted to candy and grown men. Flop lost on purpose because he was terrified of losing in the finals to Kobe. I don't know
not
about
true.
the candy and grown men thing.
I also
don't care.
he was afraid of losing to Kobe. No, that Magic team was amazing, and Dwight Howard was still in his absolute prime. You go back and watch Dwight Howard from that season, that 2009 season, and tell me that it's crazy that they went to the finals.
Look,
Insanity.
I'm not a LeBron hater. I don't care about the man. And the bottom line is there's no way he could play basketball back in the 80s when Michael Jordan was playing. There's just no way. There's no way.
I think
Sorry.
you would adjust to what the
think
game
so.
was.
Yeah, I think you're right.
He would adjust how?
Well, like
He's-
anybody adjusts.
If you're not getting
that
the
thing
calls,
you're doing that don't work, do the other thing.
yeah,
that's an
if
adjustment.
you're not getting the
No.
calls, guess what you can't do? Flop. There's nothing
Yeah,
to flop
well,
for.
Yeah, well, the bottom line is he wouldn't have to flop because he would go down and he would go down.
I
Slim
don't-
Pickens' hat has a great idea. How about people's 5 most hated Lakers of all time?
Interesting.
Most hated.
I would have to think Robert Ory's at the top of the list.
Oh,
You just
here in
one,
Phoenix, he is.
one would
Yeah.
assume
I think a lot of
for,
those.
for both his work as a Laker and a Spur.
I think
Honestly,
a lot of the most hated would also be a lot of the Lakers' most loved. It just goes without saying. Oh, I hate that guy. But as far as just like, oh man, that guy, just don't like that guy. More. See, that's the thing. Yeah, well, that takes some thinking right there, doesn't it? Because you have to be able to just sort of filter through. Do I hate this guy because he's good, or do I hate this guy because he's a jackass? Who are the jackasses of the Lakers that you just like? Oh, can't stand that guy, because. Or is it okay to hate them because
See,
they kept beating your teams?
I didn't have a problem with the Lakers before Magic, and the only person I had a problem with was Robert Horry. But like Magic Johnson, and you had Kurt Rambis, and you had AC
Superman.
Green, and you had
Virgin.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah.
You
Skyhook.
had Kobe. I didn't hate anybody.
Hotel room. Yeah.
I just got, he is a hotel room in Eagle, Colorado. I know exactly where it is.
I'm just sort of commenting on what they're best known for. But go
No,
ahead.
I understand. Yeah, but the bottom line is, I just, you know what? If Kobe's a man and he's so tough, when old Brooks Johnson for Houston, what was his name? Old Pigtails. What's the guy's name? The Houston Rocket guy that raked across his face. Dylan Brooks. If Dylan Brooks does it, get up off the floor and show him. It
You
didn't
mean
bother
LeBron?
you.
You mean LeBron? not
When
Kobe.
LeBron got raked across the
Yeah,
face,
LeBron.
by,
Kobe's dead.
when he got raked across the face by Dylan Brooks, Mr. Tough Guy, you get up off the floor and you stare at him.
Yeah, that's
You
what
don't
Kobe
lay on
would've
the
done.
floor You don't lay on the floor like a child, like oh,
That's how
this hurt me so bad.
That's not a LeBron thing. That's a
Give me a
flopper
break.
thing.
Give me a
how
get
that
up,
is how
you know,
floppers are.
If Dylan Brooks does that to me, I get up and I just look at him.
What? Okay,
and I watch him walk off with his technical foul. I watch it.
I agree with you, but when you're a flopper, that you sell the bit. That means the whole bit.
Thank you. You
So
just gave me my entire
LeBron,
defense on why
Harden,
LeBron is
Ginobili,
soft, like a soft
all do
serve,
this.
a cone. That's why.
Flopping
Right there.
doesn't make you soft. Flopping
Soft.
makes flopping is
S-O-F-T.
flopping
Soft.
is about
Sorry,
getting,
soft.
getting
soft
the
cone.
call.
Dairy
That's what
Queen.
it's about.
Dairy Queen.
Baker's cocky hen says, I bet OJ could have made his way to the basket in the 80s NBA. Well, definitely in the 90s because nobody would want to go near him. He's all stabby back in the 90s.
Wielding those knives, yeah.
Swave Dave says his top 5 Lakers of all time. Oh, his top 5 lakes. Michigan, Superior, Huron,
Really?
Ontario, and Lake Tahoe.
Huh.
Those
No
are fine,
kidding.
fine lakes. A little sad none of our Arizona lakes came in. I think my top lake here in Arizona, Canyon Lake. It's a very nice place. If you get on a little boat and you just keep going back into the actual canyons, it's very quiet and peaceful. You know, if you go like in the middle of the week or something, and it's just always like that lake. You know, it's I think Saguaro Lake just feels a little dirty. And I don't mean like dirty,
don't like
muddy, like
Yeah.
it's silty. You know what I mean?
See, I like Roosevelt.
Carrie Lake?
Apache.
No, thank you. No, thanks, moist one. I mean, a lot of people have been in that lake, but
I don't think we know that to be true. I mean,
we don't. I just
not lob that out there.
first joke I could come up with on short notice.
That's why I thought I'd just go ahead and amend it a little bit. Arguably, nowhere near a top 5 lake.
Last Optimist says, I want to congratulate the newest 2023 Pro Bowler, Gardner Minshew. Yeah, I saw that. Somebody, I guess, couldn't make it, and they like, all right, bring in Gardner Minshew. What?
That means a few somebodies didn't want to make it.
Well, I was trying to be nice.
Yeah, it's probably more than one person.
There's a long list of people out of town that weekend. If Gardner Minshew's on the list, you know. But it's still.
Hey,
I mean,
I don't know if it's in his contract at all, but maybe nice bonus for him. So
and he gets to go play flag football. That's nice.
hang out in Vegas.
I mean, you guys make fun of Gardner Minshew. That's okay.
I'm making fun of him.
He's just not a Pro Bowler.
That's my quarterback at the moment.
Sounds like today he is a Pro Bowler. Sounds like today he is.
Yeah, on a technicality, which is fine.
Well, you could say technicality all you want. I say Pro Bowler for Gardner
It's just
Minshew.
if you were to
That's what I
rank the
say.
top 5 quarterbacks in the
greatest
AFC,
American to live, and a total
Greatest
man,
American to live?
a man of all men, right there, Gardner
if you rank
Minshew.
the top 10 quarterbacks in the AFC, would you say
Gardner Minshew, Gardner Minshew, Gardner Minshew, Gardner Minshew, Gardner Minshew,
Do
and
you
then 5 more
realize,
Gardner Minshew.
Randy, that this show could
Yeah.
be used as
Yeah.
evidence in getting you committed somewhere?
Hmm.
I
Well,
want you to just really think
I'd like
about
to-
that.
I'd like to see you try.
I'm not.
No one
we
is
can't
attempting
post
to.
this podcast because
You'll
someone
never
else
take
might.
me alive, Copper.
Somebody
Never.
else might
Yeah.
try, and I don't want that for you. So
Well,
please, let's
I've
not
got-
post the podcast
My-
of today's show.
My counsel, Big George, will make sure nothing
Okay.
happens.
The last 5 minutes of this hour may be mysteriously missing.
Chop that
What
one
are you
out.
talking? You guys are.
Maybe 20.
What are you talking
Your
about?
top 10 AFC quarterbacks are all Gardner Minshew.
You're damn right it is.
Not even the guy in the Super Bowl or the
That
guy
is
he
a-
just
that
beat to
is
go
a
to the Super Bowl,
category-
or the
that
guy
is
he
a-
beat before that to go to the
that-
Super Bowl.
You
That
are
is a-
making it way too easy to get institutionalized, Randy.
Gardner damn Minshew. Great American.
Well, Desert Viking has the same idea. It says most hated Lakers of all time. LeBron. He says the rest are okay. Hefty Lefty says everybody hated Sasha Vujacic.
Sasha Vujacic, yeah.
Kyle G says, take it back, Keon. Take it back.
Take what back? I would if I knew what you were talking about. I don't remember.
He says something about Ginobili. Ginobili never flopped. He flailed with style.
Also known as flopping.
Baker's Cocky Hen says Carrie Lake, Ricky Lake, Allen Lake, Florence Lake, Jordan Lake. I only know 2 of those lakes. And I don't recognize the rest of the lakes. You know, we better just take a break. That's what we'll do. And when we come back, let's talk some NFL, please. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
When you use Bounce dryer sheets and your clothes look amazing, it's the sheets. Less static in your life? Yeah, it's the sheet. Smelling fresher than ever? It's the sheet. Oh, so soft fabric? Ooh la la. It's the sheet. Less wrinkles on your clothes? You know it's the sheet. Bounce dryer sheets. More freshness, more softness. Less static, less wrinkles. It's the sheet.
Hey, Jeffrey O'Brien here. And listen, Phoenix has had over 53 days of 110 degree plus this summer. This last July alone, we had 30 consecutive days of 110 plus. And this summer heat might just be the new normal for summers here in Arizona. What you need to do is call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar could save you over 80% off your electric bills. They're a locally owned, family-owned company. Call Harmon Solar for a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Our Chandler Police benefit from serving a supportive community. That strong partnership equips our police with the support, training, and technology needed to keep our city and employees safe. Our sunny skies and active lifestyle offer personal and family time for the desired work-life balance. Find your fit with the Chandler Police Department. Learn more at jointeamchandler.com. This message is sponsored by the City of Chandler.
Frankie drives end-to-end, scoops it up and in with 2 seconds left. Frankie Collins end-to-end. Join the action at Desert Financial Arena and catch the final home matchups with Stanford and Cal as Pac-12 conference foes. Collins over to Lance for 3. Bullseye! Get your tickets today by calling 480-965-5812 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Sun Devil men's basketball. Onward to victory.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
Quiet, people, settle down because it's time. For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And, yep, we still have the tickets. We got Stanford visiting the ASU Sun Devils Thursday at 7 p.m. for some basketball fun, 4 tickets and a parking pass, or 2 tickets and a parking pass. Depends on what you want. If you want to leave a couple tickets for somebody else, you can do that. You want to hog them all for yourself and your family, that's good too. We're not here to judge. We're just trying to give you some tickets. So be listening for your chance to win those tickets a little bit later on. Right now, we're going to talk about some football. The numbers are in and damned impressive. Damn impressive. Chiefs Ravens, most watched AFC championship ever. 55.47 million viewers right there. And 17% increase over last year. And, that's pretty impressive. And I don't know if it's so much these matchups or just something else. The Lions and 49ers, they got 56.9 million viewers Sunday night. And that is that's a 19% increase over last year's. And so, all right. So, according to Fox, they say it was the fourth most watched non-Super Bowl NFL game ever on Fox.
Really?
And it was the most viewed NFC championship since 2012. So why so many viewers? Why more now? Well, there's a lot more people in the country, I guess.
Well,
as we go forward, statistically, there's always going to be the most people who ever watch.
I think a lot of people were rooting for Detroit. I think a lot of Detroit viewers. A good story. Yeah, people that are from Detroit that have moved somewhere else. People that have grown up being Lion fans. I think a Boogie out there. I mean, I'm sure there were, people tuning in to want to see history for Detroit, and they fell a little short. But listen, I think that. It was a great game. It was sort of disappointing to see Detroit kind of get shut down in the second half. But it shows them what they need to do, and I think they'll be back next year. And
I thought maybe both of those games were really compelling games. Like they were.
I
close.
thought they were. Yeah,
I mean, sure, Niners Lions was halfway to being a blowout, but it wasn't. And the Ravens Chiefs game, it just felt like the Ravens were going to break it open any moment. Like, all right, they'll just get it right. And it never happened. But I think that just the fact that they were just on the edge of that the entire game, you were stuck watching it. You had no choice.
The Jet says 25,000 people are crossing our southern border. Yeah, but those guys don't watch this type of football. So don't try to make this about that, the Jet. T-Licious says, once Purdy got hurt last year, lots of Niner fans quit watching that game. I just kept on drinking. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Kiss the Cook says, I enjoy Lake Pleasant, Lake Havasu, Canyon Lake. I plan on camping at Alamo Lake soon. Yeah, I think we're done talking about lakes, Kiss the Cook. I think we're done talking about lakes, especially the one that smells like a dead fish.
Well, I like Roosevelt. I like Canyon. I've been out to Canyon a couple times. That's nice. Yeah.
Canyon's very nice. Yes.
Yeah.
Canyon's very
peaceful.
Nice. It's my
peaceful.
favorite.
Yeah.
I went skinny dipping there as a kid.
What?
It was completely dark, and I didn't understand why any of us were doing it. It was a mixture of boys and girls, and we were there. Like, let's go skinny dipping. We're like, who said that? I can't see anything. There's no point. Could have left my briefs on, and nobody would have known. It was just dark. It was just dumb.
Did you leave your briefs on?
No. I'm not a dweeb.
Really?
Not a dweeb.
Oh, you went in. Did you get bit?
No.
Did your wormy get?
Nope.
Wormy get nibbled on?
I got no action from anything or anybody.
That's too bad.
We were like in 8th grade, man. It wasn't.
That's too bad.
It wasn't like that. Prison Wallet says, I like ducks, dogs, pancakes, and pina coladas. Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah, we don't do that anymore.
Not doing that. So
nice try, Prison Wallet. T-Licious says, all the damn Swifties watching pumped up the Chiefs and Ravens. Yeah, but that doesn't explain the Lions and the 49ers. Was there any kind of an increase for Chiefs Ravens because of her? Maybe a little bit. But guess what? They were disappointed. Why? She was on the screen for no more, what'd they say, 44 seconds out of the 3.5 hour broadcast.
Well, and it seemed like the first time they put her on screen, it was dark. You couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
It was just
they'll cut to her for a few
arms.
seconds at a time, and then they go somewhere else. They cut to her for a few seconds at a time, go somewhere else. So it's like, no, Taylor Swift did not ruin your TV watching experience. Just shut the hell up. It's just such a dumb thing. So, but no, I'm talking about in general, even if it wasn't the Chiefs, somebody else, more and more people are watching football. And I don't believe it's the Taylor Swift thing. Let's remove that from the equation and look at why are people watching more and more football?
Well, the way the game is now, it's so different when you have guys like Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson who can break plays and run. That is exciting to watch. So I just think you had two very entertaining quarterbacks. And then I also think that at least with something with the Chiefs, when the Chiefs get really high ratings, I'm starting to wonder if it's not just people just hate watching the Chiefs. Like they're the team to hate now.
Yeah, it
Nobody
used
wants
to be
another
the Patriots.
dynasty. Yeah.
Right. Now it's these guys.
So it's just like, because the amount of people I saw on Twitter anyway that were just like rooting for Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, and then when the Ravens went down, immediately pivoted to the 49ers are our last hope. That's I like to watch great teams exist. I like to watch greatness. If you're great enough to win all those games, I want to see it.
I was surprised at the way the Chiefs approached that game against the Ravens. The Ravens, quite frankly, it's hard to play football with both hands firmly grasped around your neck. And that's what happened. The Ravens in whole from Lamar Jackson to Harbaugh to the defense, everybody seemed to choke in that game. They were beating teams soundly coming into this championship.
Good teams.
And then you mean to tell me all of a sudden they can't play football? All of a sudden they just get shut down? That's just a credit to Andy Reid, his coaching staff,
I say
and
it's
to the Kansas City
that.
Chiefs.
Partially that, but also they did just choke. They did get inside their own heads. They did shoot themselves repeatedly in the foot. Like Keon said the other day, they do something good, they do something bad. They do something good, they do something bad. And they just couldn't recover. And after the bad kept happening, and the more it happened, it just, they got paralyzed. They got paralyzed by the situation.
Pressure kills people, man. And that is the story of so many AFC and NFC title games where you have a chance to beat somebody. You are on paper the better team, playing better statistically, everything. And then you show up and then maybe things don't go quite the way you'd planned and you start to get just a little tight. And every second that comes off the clock that you're not executing is just more times for you to overthink things, overanalyze, overthrow a guy that you normally hit in stride. All of that stuff happened in that game.
Yep. The Jet says Taylor Swift did not ruin my TV experience, but she regularly ruins my radio listening experience. We don't play her. What station are you listening to that has Taylor Swift? I wouldn't know a Taylor Swift song, if I heard one. I don't. I mean, maybe I could figure it. Oh, I bet I know who that is. But so I don't know what kind of mamby-pamby music you like to listen to, the Jet. But if she's ruining that experience, that's also on you. Big George says, what's with all these run-down, crummy, NFL stadiums in the state of Maryland? Ravens Stadium looks pretty decrepit, like the Commandos Stadium.
M&T in Baltimore? No, that stadium is fine.
I mean, from the outside, it just doesn't look like much.
It just doesn't. It's not a newer stadium. It's the same stadium they had when they became the Ravens in '99. So, it doesn't have all the bells and whistles outside, but they just, renovate the thing, put money into it, and then just keep on moving. That stadium is not at all like FedEx Field. I assure you, there's almost no stadium in professional sports quite like FedEx Field.
If you walk out without having diarrhea hit you in the head, it's not FedEx Field.
Yeah.
This guy has kind of a dumb name, but a very smart text. Says, gambling is the prime reason, in my opinion. Prop bets. Boy, you know what? I wonder if he's right.
That's
gambling could be a reason for an increase in NFL viewership.
And it's a perfectly good reason why when a game like the Niners-Lions game looks like it's getting out of hand, you just don't leave.
It's a very astute observation. Swave Dave says, America is watching more NFL because of fantasy football and online betting. Well, fantasy football has been around for quite some time. I guess some of the popularity that kind of increases from it could contribute, but you're probably more right about the betting than the fantasy football. Jonesy says football's rise in popularity is due to Taylor Swift, but also isn't. I think her getting into football just signifies that football once again is a popular sport. And now it's a staple in pop culture. I don't know. I mean, there's 350 million people in this country, but only 50 million of them are watching those games at any, given time. Still, a lot of work can be done here in the United States. A lot of work can be done here in the United States to get more people watching the NFL. So should we be wasting all our time going off into other countries and trying to get them to watch more when there's still 300 million people here who could probably watch it on a more regular basis. Oh my God, I'm making the same thing. I'm making the same argument for should we be spending money in all these other countries when we've got homeless people and people in need here and hungry and homeless here?
The difference there is that the hunger and
the
homelessness.
NFL should give the homeless little TVs.
I mean, they have the money, I guess, but it's just
forget food, forget clothing. What they need are TVs connected to the Nielsen, and bam, now you've got something. The homeless are the problem. They should be watching more NFL.
It's just you're taking teams away from their fan bases here to send them to an audience that may not appreciate them for years. I just don't understand that.
What do you mean by that? What is that? What does that look like? What do you mean?
It means that the home games that the teams would be playing here in their stadiums are taken from those fans and sent over to Germany or
to watch in person, but they got TVs.
You're talking about when the games actually transfer over to Europe. You're not talking about
right.
All right.
Why are we advertising these games to the homeless people in Europe when we got plenty of homeless people here who could be watching the NFL?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Good old American homeless people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just our sport. Why don't we, I don't know, make it more ours?
This is not American, I guess. Moist One says, Taylor Swift, that's not mamby-pamby music. Yes, it is.
Kind of is.
It's just, it's pop music,
Yeah.
It's not just her.
When you're in the music radio industry, we call that bubblegum.
Yep. Moist One says we should start a homeless football league. No, you don't need them to play. We just need to make sure they're watching.
Can you imagine?
Big George says, speaking of Baltimore breaking Maryland, news right here. According to CBS Sports, John Angelos and the rest of the Angelos family reportedly agreed to sell the franchise to billionaires David Rubenstein and Mike Arrighetti for $1.725 billion. What are you talking about? What club?
George? What is this about?
What franchise? You have not named the franchise. That is the worst job of breaking news I've ever seen. It seems like it might be a baseball team. I don't know. Are you talking about the Orioles? Suffering A's fan says, you should look. You should look at how much movies make internationally. Okay, but that's not really the point I'm making. We have 300 million people here who you could market more watching a football to. It's easier and cheaper to market here than have to go there, set up games, set up stadiums, do all sorts of stuff.
All right, wait a minute. Here's breaking news here. CBS Sports reporting this. The Angelo family agrees to sell Orioles.
There you go. You probably should have put that in your breaking news, George.
$1.725 billion to private equity moguls per report. David Rubenstein and Mike Arrighetti will initially purchase 40% of the club before buying out the rest. So the Orioles have been sold, according to CBS Sports.
Okay.
Now this has got to go through the MLB. The MLB owners. They have to agree to this. So this is not a done deal yet, but it looks like it is a agreed upon deal for the Angelos family to sell the Orioles.
Okay. I just don't care. Against the Spread says, Muahaha is right. NFL's killing it because of legalized gambling. Every jackwagon with a phone bets on these 5-leg parlay, Hail Mary prop BS bets, and the books are cleaning house on the public. Speaking of which, the Super Bowl line has moved yet again. 49ers favored by 2 last I checked. They opened as a 2.5-point favorite over the Chiefs, but then it was down a point for the 49ers. Now it's back. I don't know where it currently is. Hey, Keon, can you look up where the line is on the 49ers? But it's right now it's showing is pretty close, but the Chiefs still underdogs last I looked, but they were underdogs in the last game too. It didn't matter. So, by the way, if this is important to you or if it's not, you're going to hear it anyway. The Chiefs are going to wear the red home jerseys and the 49ers will wear white in the Super Bowl. And here's something you should know, a statistic to go with that. 15 of the last 18 Super Bowl winners wore white. Don't know if that matters, probably doesn't, but the 49ers, they're wearing white.
And by the way, right now, Niners are 1.5 point favorites.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who knows what that line will do? You're going to start getting injury information. You're going to start finding out what Taylor Swift is wearing. Any number of things with the line is that tight could maybe make a difference. I don't know. Against the spread would know better. Pierre. Oh, you're in French again. I got to hit the translate button. Hold on. I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you after I've hit the translate button. Razor Sharp says Lions get that secondary in order. It will be a problem. You mark my words.
It's the worst part of that defense.
And we're not really talking about that right now.
Yeah.
The Lions aren't playing. You know that, right? Razor Sharp. They didn't go your way, my friend. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I hate to bear the bad news, but yeah. You want to hear some bad news. If you're a Raiders fan, you're a little pissed off right now. So the Chiefs are the home team, right? In the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And the Chiefs are playing in the Raiders Stadium. Well, the home team gets to use the practice facility. That's just the way it works. And so now your rival is not just in your house. They're eating your food. They're sleeping in your bed. They're using your shower. They're using everything that you use. And oh man. Yeah. If the Raiders haven't gone through and put cellophane over the toilets and done all those things, I don't know what they're thinking. You got to do something, right?
I think you do. And by the way, your rival is having their logo painted in your stadium.
Ow! On the field.
On the field.
Oh,
it's gotta hurt the most to me. That would bother me a lot.
That's Super Bowl grass. That ain't Raider grass. You know?
Yeah.
They'll get rid of that. But man, hey, remember that was the most trouble. The first trouble I ever got in on radio. Like day one, wasn't it, Randy? Because when I started doing a morning show, Randy was on the morning show and I showed up. And the first joke I did was talking about how, here come the Clintons into the White House. That was when they were first coming in the White House. And I made the joke that the Bushes went around and they put cellophane in the toilets.
Yep.
But what got me in trouble is when I said they also nailed shut the doggy door so Chelsea would keep hitting her nose. The phones.
That's what he said.
The phones lit up. Oh my God. You were like, wow, that is an hour and a half of a partner. That's probably the fastest anybody has ever been fired from morning radio.
First day.
For a joke.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was harmless. Okay. I stand by it.
Nailed the doggy door shut so
Chelsea would keep bumping her nose. Yeah. It's just, I was surprised that people got upset. I really was. Yeah.
Did it have to do with how old she was at the time? Or
yeah, just still, come on. We got to take it. I mean, I was almost her age at the time I made the joke. So
I'm just saying, people will hear that.
Yeah,
get the mental image.
Yeah,
and become outraged.
Helpless.
SOFT. Soft.
Yeah. But I stood by it, and much to my surprise, I got another day.
He was there for longer than I was. Yeah.
Also surprising. Yeah. All right, got to take a break. We'll be back, and who knows? We might give those tickets away. Stay tuned. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Free air-chilled boneless chicken breasts and 4 juicy boneless pork chops with your order. omahasteaks.com/vsin. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas on February 11th. The Kansas City Chiefs making their 4th appearance in the last 5 years, going up against the San Francisco 49ers, who are in their 8th Super Bowl in franchise history. The Niners are favored by 1.5 -115 against the spread. The Chiefs getting 1.5 -105 on the money line. Kansas City plus 108, San Francisco -130. The over-under is 47.5. Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes is the betting favorite to take home the MVP award of Super Bowl 58 at plus 140. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Did you know Bash's is the exclusive discount ticket sponsor of the 36th Annual Arizona Renaissance Festival? Stop by customer service today to pick up your tickets. Don't miss the action and adventure at this year's festival every weekend from February 3rd through March 31st, including President's Day, Monday, February 19th. To check out this year's festivities, visit arizona.renfestinfo.com. Huzzah!
All right, so there we were, cruising through the new open air zoo when I realized that the park was closing in like 15 minutes. That's when the afternoon took an exciting turn. Luckily, we were in my Nissan Rogue. With its powerful DC turbo engine, well, we had more than enough time to see all the animals. Whoa! And outrun a few!
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Now get the 2023 Nissan Rogue with best-in-class fuel economy among gas engines. Availability is limited. Shop at your local Nissan store or at nissanusa.com. Auto Pacific segmentation, excluding hybrids and electric vehicles. 2023 EPA fuel economy estimates from 28 city, 34 highway to 30 city, 37 highway for 2023 Nissan Rogue. As shown, Nissan Rogue Platinum all-wheel drive, 28 city, 34 highway. Actual mileage may vary.
Come join American Furniture Warehouse and see our amazing deals on sofas, sectionals, recliners, bedroom furniture and mattresses, dining room furniture and accessories. AFW has the latest styles, largest selection, and lowest prices anywhere. Our warehouses are full and ready for you to take your new furniture home today. At American Furniture Warehouse, you'll find the perfect items for your space at a price you'll love. Visit one of our 3 Phoenix area showrooms or shop online at afw.com. afw.com.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Ken Barkley here, reminding you to check out You Better You Bet. Why, you ask? Well, because we bring the fun, the insight, and all the wagertainment you need. Plus, hopefully, we win a couple bets along the way. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come with them, obviously. Plus, betting analysis from some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. Join myself and Nick Costos and tune into You Better You Bet. Weekdays from noon to 3 on Arizona's sports betting station 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Oh, God. Oily Stool, I'm going to save you from yourself and not read that text. I don't know how much of that is true or how much of that is a lie, but I'm just going to move on. Niner1680 says, hey, when are you giving out those Suburb Super Bowl tickets? Well, I'm not. We don't have any. If I had them, I'd just go to the damn game myself. I don't think we're giving those away.
Whether or not we had tickets, the answer is no. Yeah. We keep those.
Yeah. You're not on the short list, if you know what I mean. But I do have tickets. So let's do this right now. Can we do this right now? Keon, I'm going to let you choose. Which caller number will we take for these tickets?
We'll go caller 4.
Oh, okay. I thought you'd say 1. Just get it over with. Okay. Caller 4, 888-368-1580. Here's how this is going to work. You have a choice. You can take the 4 tickets and the parking pass and take the family. Or you can say, listen, I just need 2 tickets and the parking pass. Somebody else can have the other pair, and we can sort it out from there. So right now, you just call up and talk it over with Keon and figure it out. 888-368-1580. Caller Cuatro. That's number 4 in Spanish. You're not required to speak Spanish when you talk to Keon. Although if you do know Spanish and you want to talk exclusively Spanish to Keon just to be that way, you're more than welcome to do that as well. I'd like to see that confused look on his face when he's trying to figure out the hell you're saying. So whatever the case, caller 4, 888-368-1580. So Randy, do you know who the youngest player to play at quarterback in a Super Bowl is? The youngest in history.
in history.
Yeah.
Dan Marino.
You are correct.
Thank you.
Wow.
24, I think.
23 years old and 127 days.
All right, 23 now. Okay. All right.
How'd you know that so fast?
Well, I'm old.
No, okay, that's fair. You were there. The next up is a rapist. We'll just move past him. But then number 3, Ben Rapesberger was 23 years old and 340
All right.
days.
So it's going to be what's his name from San Francisco? Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy was number 3 on the list, 24 years and 46 days. Number 4, I guarantee you don't know. He was also a Dolphins quarterback.
It wasn't Bob Greasy.
Nope, it was David Woodley.
David
I didn't even
Woodley.
heard of him.
I'm going to say David Woodley.
Well, I just said David Woodley. That's why you know to say David Woodley. Have you ever heard of him? Be honest. Other than moments ago.
No.
Okay. Jared Goff is number 5, 24 years old, 112 days. After that, Patrick Mahomes, 24 years old, 138 days. After that, Tom Brady, 24 years old, 184 days. After that, Jalen Hurts for the Eagles, 24 years, 189 days. And then, I don't know. Nobody cares after that.
What is this telling you, all of you kids out there listening right now?
You're going to peak early and you're going to die really sad.
By 24 years old, you could be playing quarterback in the Super Bowl.
Oh, not your message is better than my message. Yeah. Because I feel like that happened to me too. You're going to peak early. You're just going to die of disappointment. Yeah.
Guess we're all going to just be quiet now.
Oh, yeah. I'll go to the text line. 888-368-1580. Razor Sharp says, Keon answers the phone like a dyslexic amputated something. He said, I should have had that. I don't know what that even means. But he's answering the phone the way he's going to answer the phone. If you're not the fourth caller, you're not the fourth caller, Razor Sharp. Luis says, hey, am I eligible to win the ticket since I live in Puerto Rico? I'll fly out to the game. Okay, this is not for the Super Bowl. This is for the ASU basketball game. If you want to make it the ASU basketball game, yes. But only if you promise you'll actually go. We do not have Super Bowl tickets. We will not have Super Bowl tickets. If we had Super Bowl tickets, guess what? We do not have Super Bowl tickets. So there.
Yeah.
Case the Cook says, dag nabbit. How did I miss the meeting? I was in Baltimore for kickoff and they sold the Orioles without me. The bastards. I didn't know there's a problem. So who's the winner of the tickets there, Keon?
It is Beer Nuts.
Beer Nuts.
Hey!
Congratulations.
Who, the first time that I answered the phone and then I got put on hold.
What?
Because Beer Nuts needed to check with his wife to make sure he could go to the game.
So he's like, hey, I'm going to win these tickets. Oh my God, I won the ticket. Hold on a second. Honey. I love that.
He called pretty quick, but he was like, I got to call my wife real quick and make sure I can go. So then I'm just sitting there on the phone, just like, I hope he comes back.
I don't know.
soon.
I feel like Randy would have been like, nope, click back in the day.
That's exactly right.
Randy.
I also heard the insult lobbed at me.
What insult? Who's insult?
Because I answered the phone like a dyslexic something or other.
Oh, yeah.
You were the first caller.
Razor Sharp.
You literally, no one else had called but you. I don't know what to say. People get a little savvy with it. They wait a few moments.
Yeah, there's strategy in this.
Yeah. You called as fast as you could. You weren't number 4.
Amaya D says, why were the phone lines so goofy? Dial tone was going crazy. Boy, I don't know. I don't know. That's your phone. Dial tone has nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like 5 other people got through. So
Rye Guy says, dude, hilarious Clinton joke. I'm going to try to find it. I want to hear it. Well, I don't know where you're going to find it because it was like 1993 and I don't think it even exists anymore. Randy wasn't recording day 1. He didn't want me in the room. So,
well, there was that. So
Keon says Razor Sharp wants you to text him some tickets. No, you didn't win, Razor Sharp. You didn't win.
that's
Sun Devil Raul says Chelsea Clinton checked me out one time when she attended Stanford. I attended ASU game at Stanford. After the game, I bicycled by her and all her sorority sisters, and they were all dressed up in formal gowns and getting in their cars. She double take me. She's cute. Really? All right. He also thinks that Beer Nut shouldn't have got the tickets if he had to ask to go. Well, I don't know.
He was the fourth caller.
Yeah, he won the tickets.
The criteria isn't whether or not you had to ask your wife. It's were you caller number 4? He was caller number 4. You were not caller number 4. This is how math works.
Haruto says, hello, Mr. O'Brien, Mr. Rose, Mr. White. I don't get the joke about Chelsea Clinton. Wasn't she 12 years old when Bill became president? Did they have a dog? Just
yes, they had a dog.
Just going to let that one go, Haruto. Just don't worry about it. Some things don't translate, I guess. Yosef, the friendly German, says, I'm interested in that Super Bowl you Americans are always talking about. I'm a fan of Taylor Swift. Will she perform at the Super Bowl if she's there? No. She won't.
No. Usher.
She will not.
Rita McEntire, Usher, and I can't remember the third person's going to be.
Post Malone in the parking lot.
Was it Post Malone?
So Taylor Swift is going to be, by all accounts, for all the moments leading up to the Super Bowl, on a jet from Japan.
Yeah. She'll have just hung out with Haruto, and then she's
she's
in the
Taylor,
and then
she's in the plane after that.
Pilot is going to be hauling ass to Las Vegas.
Just another face in the crowd munch. You know that car wax on the shower floor. That'd be a good prank that the Raiders could pull on the Chiefs.
Car wax?
Be a lot of injuries if you did that.
Dish soap.
Yeah. You want to do a funny one? I've done this. Here's what you do. It's hard to see. You know where somebody parks every day, right? And they're parked there. What you do is you get some maple syrup and you pour it all around the car. And then when they try to get in their car, yeah. Can you imagine walking through maple syrup?
That's terrible.
I know. It's so funny. You have to really not like the person.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. He's like, if that's just a casual, like, I'm just going to get my buddy. Like, well, that's just.
You know who I did it to? I'm not going to tell you the name, but it's a former person who, let's say, his father owned a radio station and he drove a Bentley. Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. Oh. Yeah. And then they hear them like trying to rationalize. Why? Why would somebody do this? Because you're a jerk to everybody. That's why. But no. I just don't understand it. Why would somebody do that? Yeah. Okay. Desert Viking.
Couldn't think of any reason. It's very interesting.
There's tons. Desert Viking says NFL viewership is up because everybody loves to root against the Chiefs. Travis Kelce taking his talents to Taylor Swift is the equivalent of LaFlop taking his talents to South Beach. Really?
They're just not related in any way. Just not.
Talents, you say?
Yeah. Tia says, I'll take the Super Bowl tickets. I'll tell you, you know what? Great. I'll tell you what. If we get them, they're yours. Does that make you guys happy?
Anybody who asked for these non-existent.
I'll just hand them out to everybody. Manitoban Moose says every Canadian has done that maple syrup joke. It's a rite of passage here in Canada. Oh, I know, but nobody in the United States would think about it. Partially because it's kind of expensive here. You know, log cabin, not expensive, but real maple syrup, that's like $15 for like a little whiskey flask kind of size bottle of it. Gamecock says, is Beer Nuts exchanging his man card for the tickets? Bill Beer Nut says, listen, for the record, I was not asking to go. I was asking if I needed all 4 tickets. Oh, did he take all 4 tickets?
No.
Oh, so what do we got left?
We got 2. He took 2 tickets in the parking pass.
Oh, well, hey, razor sharp. Here's your chance. Maybe you'll get it. I say caller 3. We'll make it that much easier for him. Caller 3 right now. 888-368-1580. Caller 3 gets the pair of tickets. Now, the other guy got the pair of tickets in the parking pass. Beer Nuts got that. So now you could just get a pair of tickets and get to hang out with Beer Nuts. And if you feel like it, give him a hard time for having to ask if he could go to the game. Don't do that because he actually just asked if he needed all the tickets and you benefited from it. So really, be nice to Beer Nuts because he just did you a solid. Now that I figured it out. Pinocchio says, hey, can we make it like caller 24 maybe someday? For those of us that have to pull over and call? Beer me, Randy, would you? Well, I don't think we should beer Pinocchio if he's driving. But past that, we try to make it as easy as possible on Keon because he'd be sitting there forever, taking call after call after call.
Caller 1. Hi.
Yeah.
You're caller 1. Hi. You're caller 2. Hi. You're caller 3.
Sun Devil Raul says, I was number one caller there that yelled. Oh, he's like, you're caller 1. Ah! Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's a fair response. Moist One has this to say. He says, if the Orioles go out and grab a frontline starter now that they got new owners, that could be a scary team. What do you say, Randy?
I think the Orioles are going to be good this season. I think the ownership group are probably making a good move by selling them when they can, and they're getting away while they can with a profit. The Orioles have a lot of great young talent, and I think that's an astute observation. Yeah, if they get a frontline starter, but I don't think they will. I think the Orioles are going to struggle through what they have, and hopefully they will be able to be relevant when it comes down to playoff time.
Rye Guy says, does Super Bowl halftime entertainment get locked up really early or last minute ish? I think it's dependent on the year. I don't know how they go through that, but I do know this. The artist that performs has to pay to be there, because I guess after they perform at the Super Bowl, suddenly their album sales go up and they make a bunch of money. So the NFL says, well, we'd like you to,
give
play,
us that money,
but also you need to pay us for this. Kind of like, that every time a star gets a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, they have to pay $10,000 to get the star. So, so that's how that works, right, Guy? So but I don't know. But we just found out about Usher, about a month ago? So I don't know. I don't know the procedure, to be honest.
Was it a month? Yeah.
Yeah, about that.
I think you're right.
Yeah. Luis says, hey, if you're handing out dummy Super Bowl tickets, I'll take 4 and a parking pass for a covered structure, please. You got it. Moist One says, I agree. We should make it caller 30. So I got time to wash all the oils off my hands and punch the numbers in correctly. You.
Yes.
Pinocchio says, oh, caller 3 now. Beer Nut should taken all 4 tickets and given 2 to the guy who beat him in the fantasy football finals.
It could be, yeah.
Must
that
be
would
you.
be you, right?
Yeah. TOS says, damn it, Keon, quit hanging up on me.
Hi, you're caller 1. Hi, you're caller 2.
I don't know. I think Keon's been pretty busy in there. I think he's getting a bunch of calls.
I think he might be talking to the winner.
He's just going to ignore us now. I think he's just taking this as an opportunity to not be bothered by us.
You should scare him just by going
1580, the fanatic. He doesn't care.
He doesn't even hear you.
Yeah. See, if you're listening, that's like the cue for a board up. If they hear that, they're supposed to but no, he didn't. He didn't do that. Who won the tickets, Keon? 1580, the fanatic. No, I'm just kidding.
It's like, well, I mean, you can say that. It's just not going to happen for a few seconds. But
Daily Blender, 1580, the fanatic.
Gary goes by G Bones. I don't think he's texted the text line with that.
I remember G Bones.
Yeah. So
I like that. Yeah.
But he won the tickets.
All right, Gary.
It's his first time ever calling. I did. Razor Sharp did call first again. And so like he was like, but it's Razor Sharp, dude. Just give me the tickets. I was like,
can't do that.
No. No, we said 3. It's absolutely not fair to anybody else who actually landed on 3. It's a luck of the draw thing, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, this is just the way it works in the contest world. But here's the thing. I'm going to ask you real fast before we go to break. A couple of different super fans are saying, why don't you make it like caller 23 or caller 30? So those of us driving have a chance to pull over, dial the phone, and actually try to win too. So what? Would you be okay if we said caller 25?
Sure. Yeah. I wouldn't have a
I mean,
problem
would
with
that be annoying or
no?
Kind of like tedious? You know?
I mean, it might be a little tedious, but it wouldn't be that bad.
Okay. We might do that sometime.
And definitely, more people getting a chance to win. That seems more fair.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, maybe we'll start small and we'll start to elevate it and we'll see how it goes. And at some point you'll be like, Too many. You sons of bitches. Too many.
Yeah, look, if one day you're like caller 62,
That's our way of saying we don't want you in the conversation for a
I
while.
may or may not tell you the truth on that. I
was
might sit
working
there
on
and wait for 3 minutes. and
You're
then-
caller 63. You're like, I feel like caller 14. You shut your mouth.
I was working on a station that had a frequency of 104.7, and they had a contest, and I had to take the 104th phone caller on 2 days in a row, 104th caller.
Yeah. And you had to do each and every one because there's rules, there's laws.
There's rules. Oh yeah.
If you say it has to be 104th call, you damn well better make sure it is.
Yeah.
So
because
I
they
had
can
to do
check
that.
the phone bill on that stuff.
Oh yeah.
This is why, Keon, don't you ever lie to me because we could check the phone bill on this stuff.
Oh yeah.
We're lazy. We probably won't, but we could.
You could.
Your caller 104.
That's good to know.
I won. Yeah.
People used to scream when they won stuff. Do people ever
yeah.
scream when they're on the phone with you?
No
Talking
screaming.
about ASU basketball tickets.
Though G-Bones was pretty excited.
Okay, excited's good.
Yeah,
Excited's
but
good.
no screaming. No.
You know, with Randy and I, we give giveaways is like the dumbest of stuff, and people would be screaming on the phone. We're like, wow, okay. Life must be not going that person's way if they're that
Like
happy
this.
about what we're giving them. Okay.
It's your first win in a while. I can see.
Luis says, I was caller 15. Damn it. Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
Luis. Sorry,
Happens.
Luis.
Them's the breaks.
Yeah. All right. We got to take a break. We come back. We've got On This Date in Big George's sports history and more of the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles, with an auto warranty about to expire, or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost, month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-736-6158 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-736-6158. That's 800-736-6158. What do you have to lose? Call 800-736-6158. Again, 800-736-6158.
At Progressive, we love sports and saving you money, so we bundled them together.
Top of the seventh looks like a pitching change as they've set up for a corner kick. The two black belts have entered the mat, and the slider is low and away. He heads the ball to midfield. This is quite a kumite. Here comes the roundhouse. Has it got enough gas to get out of here? Unbelievable. They've bundled their home and auto insurance with Progressive. Kick savings pitch karate.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
2 yards should be just a nice, comfortable 9-iron for him. They're going to go nuts when he hits this thing.
What in? The People's Open is back. See the PGA Tour's best teed up at the 2024 WM Phoenix Open presented by Taylor Morrison. February 5th through 11th at TPC Scottsdale. Get tournament and ticket info at WMPhoenixOpen.com.
Come join American Furniture Warehouse and see our amazing deals on sofas, sectionals, recliners, bedroom furniture and mattresses, dining room furniture and accessories. AFW has the latest styles, largest selection, and lowest prices anywhere. Our warehouses are full and ready for you to take your new furniture home today. At American Furniture Warehouse, you'll find the perfect items for your space at a price you'll love. Visit one of our 3 Phoenix area showrooms or shop online at afw.com. afw.com.
It's almost time for Arizona voters to pick their candidate for president. If you want to vote in the presidential preference election on March 19th, the law requires you to be a registered member with one of the recognized political parties participating in this election. That means independents can only vote if they change their voter registration status, and that deadline is February 20th. Get all the election dates and details at arizona.vote. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Secretary of State's office.
If you hit, pass it, dunk it, shoot it, check it, throw it, putt it, or block it, then we're gonna talk about it. I like that.
I just thought I'd clear that up.
1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. So, those of you who are bemoaning the fact you didn't win some tickets in the next couple of days, we're going to give away more ASU tickets. We got Cal at ASU on Saturday at 1 p.m. So we'll have a pair of tickets and a parking pass for that. Future days. It's only Tuesday, everybody. So take it easy. Anyway, all right, before we end the show, I do want to just talk a little coach talk real fast. I guess Ben Johnson has decided to do the thing that, man, if you are kind of digging your team and the vibe and the way it's working, this is what you want to have happen. Ben Johnson has said, hey, Commandos, hey, Seahawks, I'm not going to be your coach. I'm staying with the Lions. Going to stay right where I'm at. We're going to try to do it again. And, boy, I wonder if that's just, Dan Campbell gets that sort of loyalty out of people. That whole run through a brick wall sort of loyalty. And so I like this. I like when a team is doing something well and the coordinator stays.
It's a testament to how close they got and how close they think they are too. That, if just a few more things go right, if we make a few more different decisions, that could be us in the Super Bowl. And that's really cool. And also I think Ben Johnson, there's no rush. The guy's 37 years old. He'd be the youngest head coach in football by a long shot. So, there's no rush on that front. He's still going to be talented. He's still going to get job offers next year. There's no rush. I do think probably the Commanders probably aren't happy about it. They were on their way to Detroit to interview him in person.
That tells you something right there, doesn't it?
Then he backed out of it, but they're still going to be, interviewing the defensive coordinator, Aaron Glenn. So at least it wasn't for no reason. But yeah, that is a huge deal. And I think that where Dan Campbell is probably not the best clock manager or X's and O's guy, he's still one of the best motivators in the entire league.
Maybe Ben Johnson can talk him into, I don't know, kicking instead of going for it all the damn time. So the Steelers, this is unbelievable. The Steelers are hiring their offensive coordinator, and his name is Arthur Smith. That's right, Arthur Smith, who used to coach the Falcons this year.
What? I don't know if this is a Arthur Smith is terrible kind of deal, or if Arthur Smith is just one of those human beings who should never be a head coach ever again. Because Arthur Smith got the job.
He did all right with the Titans.
Yeah, the Titans were doing their most winning when he was the offensive coordinator.
And it was about the run game then. So he's going to have Najee Harris, Jalen Warren. So, maybe they're looking at him for that. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that'll help, because obviously the whatever they do at quarterback, I don't think it's going to be enough to get them a top quarterback. They're going to have to turn to the run.
Arthur Smith, he didn't like running the football when he had Bijan Robinson.
He didn't believe in Bijan.
He did like running the football. He just ran the football with everybody else not named Bijan. Like Tyler Algier was getting carries.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Bijan's right there. And it's not like Bijan didn't do good stuff when he was out there on the field. We just have no idea what Arthur Smith was looking at all. But maybe he'll like Najee Harris better.
And the last thing I've got is it's official. The Chargers have stolen the GM from the Ravens. Now, Joe Ortiz is now going to be the general manager of the Chargers. He had been with the Ravens. Now, so he went from John Harbaugh to Jim Harbaugh. And so he wasn't the GM for the Ravens, right?
No.
He was just another
he was
he
was the director of player personnel for the Ravens.
So it's not hurting the Ravens that badly. But that's
and he worked his way up, actually. He's been with the Ravens for a while, but about every 4 years for the last however long, he's been promoted and promoted and promoted.
1998 is when he started. And he's been with John Harbaugh for his entire time.
Which is incredible, but also just an idea that he knows a front office inside and out. You know, he's worked at every level of the front office, and Baltimore has one of the best front offices in the NFL. So if you're going to pull from somewhere, there's as good a place as any.
I wonder if like John Harbaugh said, hey, Jim, get this guy. Tell him to get that guy. Or, you know, because I don't feel like the Ravens were probably too thrilled to see that guy leave, right?
Probably not, but there are a lot of teams that are trying to poach the Ravens front office guys. They're consistently a playoff team. They consistently have some of the best rosters in the NFL. So there is probably some connection there because that is how this stuff works.
Consistently lose in the playoffs. I mean, you know, why wouldn't you? I mean,
well, this is about the Ravens who would love to be in the playoffs. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1919, during World War I, unable to get in touch with their manager, Christy Matheson, who's serving as a captain in the newly created Chemical Service, along with Ty Cobb, the Cincinnati Reds hired Pat Moran. The former Philadelphia Phillies skipper piloted the club to a 96-44 record on the way to leading Cincinnati to a world championship when they defeated the Chicago White Sox, also known as the Black Sox. That was the scandal-ridden World Series, Shoeless Joe and all that stuff. So that's kind of interesting. But the thing I found more interesting about that is it makes sense that Ty Cobb would be in something called the Chemical Service. He was one of the dirtiest players that you would ever know. So, of course, he'd be involved in chemical warfare. I never knew that. Did you know that, Randy?
I did not. No, just learning today.
Yeah, I got to go read more on that because could explain a lot, too, about old Ty Cobb.
Maybe. Yeah, fumes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of nuts.
Why not? Ty Cobb's, he was a mean old SOB, wasn't he?
Extremely mean. Extremely mean.
Yeah.
Hey, I know that we're not going to the Super Bowl, and I don't think anybody listening is going to the Super Bowl. So when you hear these things, you're like, whatever, idiots. But I guess the ticket prices for the Super Bowl, they're saying record breaking. They're saying the average could be $12,700 a ticket. As far as the early demand is showing, the way these things work, the average ticket price would be the most expensive Super Bowl of all time. And yeah, $12,700. I don't know if I would ever do that.
No.
I mean, I'd have to, I always put things in terms of lotteries. Like if I won the basic lottery, like it just rolled over lottery, and you're like, oh, 40 million. $40 million, maybe I wouldn't do that. But if I won the 100 million, hell yeah, we're going to the Super Bowl, Randy. Bring a friend. You know what I'm saying? There are certain levels of rich before I could see myself spending that money and not feeling just sick about it. $12,700 a ticket, $25,000 for two people, plus whatever fees you'd have to pay. That just, man, I don't know. I mean, look at Giannis Antetokounmpo's got all those coupons in his wallet.
Yeah, I mean, but still, I mean, people will pay the price, and when people will no longer pay the price, guess what? They'll lower the ticket rates.
Swazman says, the day I was born, Super Bowl II in Miami, Raiders versus Green Bay, $68 a ticket. What year was that? Because I wonder how much was $68 in 1960 whatever.
Raiders at Green Bay, wasn't that Super Bowl II?
69? Was that 68? 69? Something like that? I don't know. So somebody doing those things on Google, how much is $68 in 1968? How much is that money worth now? So it's $68 in 1968 is what Swazman is saying. Yeah, I don't know. $68 in 68 could have been a few $100, maybe. I don't know. Keon's working it.
That was Super Bowl II.
Yeah, Super Bowl II. Swave Dave says, yeah, it's probably $500 a beer too. Oh, I'm sure concessions are going to be hefty.
Yeah, no.
All right, how much is $68?
Oh, I accidentally put 60 instead of 68.
Oh, come on, Keon.
$611.
Jesus. Wow. Yeah, but see, in today's money, That's way better.
Yeah,
That's way better. Would you rather pay $12,700? $12,700 in 1968 money. Oh, that's still, the number might be smaller, but I bet that because of inflation, that hit more.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I don't know. I have to have a certain amount of money in the bank before I'd even think of doing this. If I won the $100 million lottery, yes, we're all going to the Super Bowl. If I win the $20 or $40 million lottery, still probably not doing this.
Yeah.
Just, hey, let's have a nice party. We're not going. We're not, or we'd be sitting there with the phone. All right, everybody, you work for me. We're going to win them tickets. You know, get on the radio contest.
Yep.
All right, everybody, we'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.